Live from Birkelbach Field in Georgetown, Texas, SHN Sports presentation of Southwestern University Pirate football is on the air. Tonight, the Pirates open up their home portion of their schedule and American Southwest Conference play as they host the Louisiana College Wildcats here in Birkelbach Field in Georgetown. Good evening, everyone. Welcome into the broadcast. Brad Tillery up here in the radio booth alongside Carl Schoening. And a good one is expected tonight. These two teams played each of the last 2 years in ASC play, Carl. 2 games decided by a total of 5 points.
Yeah, I think that this is going to be another fun one. These two teams like to play competitive football games, and I'm looking forward to tonight as no exception. Of course, the Southwestern Pirates looking for a little bit of revenge, as last year they lost on this field 21-19 to these Louisiana College Wildcats, as last week was a week off for Southwestern, but this is the first of a grueling 9 straight weeks of football. So obviously it would almost be beneficial if they could jump out to a big lead similar to what they did against Sewanee to try and create some rest, because big leads help keep those bodies fresh.
Yeah, Southwestern went on the road to Tennessee and beat Sewanee by a count of 47-7 in week 1 before getting the early bye week last week. So as you mentioned, Southwestern about to embark on a 9 straight week journey to end the season. All conference games beginning tonight against Louisiana College, a team that comes in with a 1-1 record, but 1-0 in ASC play after winning on the road at Belhaven last week 20-14.
Yeah, obviously that'll be a future opponent for Southwestern, and perhaps tonight will almost be a barometer of sorts for them to know where they are in the conference. But the more important thing is for the Pirates to pick up their first conference win. Last week, or 2 weeks ago, I should say, was a dominating performance for Southwestern over Sewanee. It was 40-0 before Sewanee was able to score, and the University of the South just got beaten all kinds of levels against the Pirates. And it'll be a true test here in the home opener tonight, as I think we're going to see a bit more of a competitive game against a conference opponent.
Yeah, these two teams, like we said, the last 2 years, they played very tight games. 2 years ago, Southwestern won on a late field goal less than a minute to go at Louisiana College, a 37-34 victory. Last year, Louisiana College returning the favor with a 21-19 win here in Georgetown, a game where Southwestern scored with a minute and a half to go, but could not convert the 2-point conversion. And so 1-1 all-time record. The other thing you have to look at for Louisiana College here, though, Carl, tonight, this is now their 3rd straight road game to start the year. They started the year in DeLand, Florida against Stetson, took a big loss down there by a count of 58-13. Then went to Jackson, Mississippi last week and beat Belhaven 20-14. So including today, 2,250 miles already traveled for this Wildcat football team.
Yeah, and I think that that's going to be something that will basically have them saying there's no place like home when this 3-game road trip to start the season comes to an end. But, on another level, these Southwestern Pirates, I was on that trip up to Sewanee, and it was a journey. It was a meet up here in Georgetown at 9 o'clock, travel to the Austin airport, fly into Atlanta, drive to Chattanooga, stay overnight in Chattanooga, and then take a bus to the top of some mountaintops, I should say, in Tennessee. It came out to about 30 hours of travel in 3 days. So definitely no place like home here for Southwestern, and next week will be when Louisiana College has that feeling of finally getting their home opener.
Yeah, Southwestern get the home opener tonight, beginning ASC play. Southwestern on the road next week at Texas Lutheran down in Seguin. Of course, Louisiana College, we already mentioned, will be home. They will be taking on the number 9 ranked Hardin-Simmons Ball Club back at home next week. But tonight, we got our focus right here at Birkelbach Field as the Pirates have just taken the field, still waiting for the Louisiana College Wildcats to come out. Southwestern tonight going to wear their all-black uniforms trimmed out in gold with the black helmets also in gold and the Pirate logo on the helmet, as well as the white numerals, a broadcaster's dream because it makes it very easy to see the numbers against the black jerseys. As for Louisiana College, they go with the white jerseys and the blue pants trimmed out in white, with the orange helmets on the far sideline, as they now have emerged from their locker room on the north end and will take the field here in just a second. I know we're going to kick it down to Chuck Cracy in just a second. He's on the sideline, third member of our crew tonight, as he will have an interview with head coach Joe Austin in just a second here. I know he's walking his way. As soon as we grab him, we will make sure to have that conversation to get going. First, though, we're going to step aside as we have the national anthem. When we come back, Southwestern Pirate football as the Pirates take on the Louisiana College Wildcats in the ASC opener. Thanks so much for joining us. The anthem has been played. We're getting set for some football here this evening as Southwestern will take on Louisiana College. So glad to have you along with us tonight on SHN Sports. The crowd still filing in. They've been here tailgating for several hours now. The tents were set up, and the barbecue was smoking out in the parking lot when I got here just a few hours ago getting ready for this game. So a lot of fun. We're going to sit it down to Chuck Cracy on the sideline, though, as he has an interview with head coach Joe Austin. Chuck.
Aaron Woods, number 34, Dylan Janot, number 21.
The wind will be a factor, and we'll see how it goes. It's going to affect the kicking game for sure. We'll see what it does in the passing game. It's supposed to dissipate a touch, but for sure in the first half it'll be a factor.
We're coming into conference play off of a bye week and a big win in Tennessee. Can we expect any surprises today?
Well, we lost our quarterback on Thursday, so that's a surprise. Hopefully that's it for surprises.
Okay. Thank you, Coach. Good luck. Back to you.
Thanks so much, Chuck, as we'll be hearing from you the rest of the day down there on the sidelines. And sorry, folks, I know we're going to have to kind of play a little bit with the audio levels to make sure we hear everything, but good to hear from Coach Austin. Did not know that that Southwestern actually lost the starting quarterback, on Thursday. I was actually at practice Wednesday. Everybody seemed healthy coming off the field, so a bit surprised to hear that. And now another wrench kind of thrown into the game plan here tonight.
Yeah, Austin Emery had a phenomenal game against Sewanee, but it looks like it'll be Coleman Kerr and the freshman Landry Gilpin getting the main reps today, and all three quarterbacks scored against Sewanee, so the real test today coming in the conference opener.
Southwestern won the toss. They have chosen to defer, meaning the Wildcats will get the ball first here tonight. Looks like Southwestern will kick to the north, so with the wind to start the game, right to left as you watch, and the preview videos up on the screen today as we get set for the entrance video and Southwestern to officially take the field in their home opener tonight. Both of these teams 5-4 in conference play last year. Pretty similar ball clubs except for the way they run offense. They'll run spread, but Louisiana College, they're going to pitch it all around the ballpark. 41 pass attempts last week. Southwestern loves to run the ball out of that same spread.
Yeah, I think you're going to see still, regardless of who's at the quarterback position, a lot of option play from the Pirates. And obviously, if they need to go to the air, they will probably have their passing game tested for the first time tonight because there wasn't much of a reason to try the passing game a couple weeks ago in Tennessee.
Will Erbst will kick it away for Southwestern. Should be Carl Lewis back there on kick return and Tylen Cooper as well for Louisiana College. The left-footed Erbst lining up just behind the 30, checking both sides. The run up, boot meets leather, and we are underway here tonight at Birkelbach Field. Ball fielded at the 3-yard line by Carl Lewis, coming over the near side. Makes a couple of men miss, but he is taken down. Good coverage there by Southwestern at the 20-yard line. And that's where we'll start this ball game. Austin Castilleja, the man in there making the tackle.
Yeah, obviously it's always good if you can go ahead and get them behind that 25-yard line to start the offense, and you'll take that coverage as they were able to make a couple Pirates miss, but they got it inside that 25, which is a good start.
Well, here's Landon Lalonde, the quarterback for the Louisiana College Wildcats. 22 of 41 last week for 325 and 3 touchdowns. He also had an interception. To his left should be Aaron Woods. It is. Lalonde, though, looking to pass. Now will run it up after he had no one open on the quick throw. Gets out to the 25-yard line. Pickup of 4 there. Tackle made by Garrett Womack.
Yeah, Garrett Womack had a big game against Sewanee, and he was even in the ASC Conference Defensive Player of the Week. And there he is getting off to a good start, making sure that that scramble didn't go for too many yards.
Well, it's going to be 2nd and 6 here. Fake handoff, looking to throw across the middle. Lalonde throws it behind his receiver. Ball was intended, Josiah Minifield on the defensive coverage there. Zion Williams was the intended target for Louisiana College, and it's 3rd down and 6.
Yeah, Minifield almost had a chance to get an interception there. Turned around just a little too late, but otherwise really good coverage.
4 wide receivers set, as it is 3rd down and 6. To his right goes Woods, backing up Lalonde, looking to throw to the near sideline. Got a man. It's caught, but out of bounds. Ball was pulled in by Micah Dunn, number 7, but he could not hold on to it. Dunn last week, a big week for Louisiana College. 10 catches, 152 yards. He's their leading receiver, getting 14 yards every catch. He's the favorite target for Lalonde. Just couldn't hold that one in.
Yeah, an impressive move athletically just to be able to pull it down, but unable to get 1 foot. And it looks like there was a penalty that'll be declined by Coach Austin to bring out the punting unit.
So a 3 and out for the Southwestern defense. That returns 10 starters this season. And that will bring on the punting unit here for Louisiana College. Victor Winfield, the punter, back deep. Couple of men back deep for that's not Winfield, that's Colin LaHaye, my apologies. The punter for Louisiana College. David Brandenburg back deep, close to us, as well as number 37, who I don't have on the roster. There's a high spiraling kick. Fair catch called for, bobbled, and then caught by Southwestern. It can't be advanced because of the fair catch. Good heads-up play there by Castilleja, though, because if he doesn't come down with that, it's a live ball that Louisiana College could have returned.
Correct, yeah, and that honestly is probably one of my least favorite rules, because the defense gets it, they get to do whatever they want, but bobbled to the offensive players, obviously that'd be tough to practice making it look accidental, but either way, the Pirates get the ball back and avoid a dangerous situation.
Well, 14:01 to go, just underway here in the opening quarter. Southwestern's defense already putting together a 3 and out. And onto the field for Southwestern comes the offense. Can't tell who's at quarterback just yet. Fake handoff, coming to the left with the option play, now scrambling across the 40 out to the 45, then pushed out towards the 50-yard line. That's Coleman Kerr, the quarterback. He'll pick up 10 on the play and a first down for the Pirates.
Yeah, Coleman Kerr came in after Austin Emery had a really good showing against Sewanee, and here he is getting the start today because of Austin's injury and running that option like any other Southwestern quarterback.
Kerr with Elijah Smith behind him. He'll step up. Running to the right, that's not Smith actually. Kerr, though, fires far side and is dropped at the 37. Number 14, the targeted receiver, Anthony Stevens, just couldn't come down with it. The ball was thrown slightly behind him, and still one you'd like to see him come down with.
Yeah, still in his breadbasket, and as we see Coleman Kerr's first pass attempt of the game, like he said, maybe not quite leading where the receiver would have caught it in stride, but hopefully one that we know Anthony Stevens can catch.
So this will be 2nd down and 10. Kerr turns around, hands it off. That is Smith going up the middle, breaks a couple of tackles. Flag comes in late as he pushes his way to the 46.
Yeah, that'll be a hold against Southwestern and back them up on the chains.
Smith with a pretty good game back, as that was a penalty going against Southwestern. A pretty good game in Sewanee, 12 carries for 92 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah, and Smith getting some time splitting back there with the Pirates as they seem to be throwing in Kalen Heim coming back from injury there in the backfield as well.
Yeah, Heim's actually the up back right now on the right side as you watch. In motion on the option play, pitched out. That is David Brandenburg going around the far end, and he'll be wrestled out of bounds after a quick gain of 2. Here comes 3rd and long now for Southwestern.
Yeah, Louisiana College definitely read the scouting report and played the option, sending pretty much a contained style. And they were okay there on 2nd and 20, giving up 5 yards and forcing this obvious passing down. Coleman Kerr is going to have to do it with his arm here.
Well, here comes 3rd down and 17 now. Southwestern with 4 wide receivers. Instead, they will hand off up the middle, and is snuffed out quickly. Going up there on the run play was Elijah Smith. Just a short gain of about 3 or 4, and Southwestern will have to punt it away.
Yeah, nice job picking up the first down on the first play from scrimmage, but unable to get anything going on that series of down, mainly because of the penalty putting them behind the chains. And we have a defensive battle, it looks like.
Kicking away here for Southwestern is Victor Winfield.
Man, you can really hear that wind. It is a windy day.
It is whipping through there. Winfield on the just avoids the rush. A high kick, long, and fielded inside the 10 at the 8-yard line. Just a really good punt by Winfield, and that's going to pin Louisiana College back. Chuck, bring you in here for a second. We can hear it up here, but is it as windy down there as it sounds?
It is very windy, and the gusts are up over 20 miles an hour. If you have your back to the south, you're a little beneficial, as you saw with Winfield's punt. He was able to get quite a bit of distance underneath it. Wind aided, of course.
How's the mood on the sidelines there after the first couple of drives?
Well, I think the mood's positive. The Pirates have a solid defense, as evidenced by their performance last week in Tennessee. They only gave up 1 touchdown. It was a quick turnaround on possession. Deep in their territory, probably wouldn't have happened otherwise. And so they're going to lean on them today.
All right, thanks so much, Chuck, as Louisiana College takes over 1st and 10 inside their own 10 at the 8-yard line. Louisiana College in the spread, kind of a pistol formation. Turn around, handoff over the left side. That's Aaron Woods, and he will just get back to the line of scrimmage, no more. Tackle by Nicholas Smith there to the defensive end.
Yeah, Nicholas Smith snuffed that. I was able to shed a blocker and make sure that kind of stretch out to the left tackle did not go anywhere. And that no gain, they're going to try and not throw it into the wind. So for this first quarter, definitely good opportunity just to try and stop the run and maybe take a lead with that wind to the back, worst case with the field goal.
Woods to the left. Backing pass is Lalonde. Throws across the middle into traffic. It's incomplete. He threw that one into double coverage. Really well defended there by Southwestern. It was number 5, David Brandenburg, one of the defenders out there. Excuse me, actually there's 2 number 5s on the roster. That's Damian Dawson.
Yeah, Dawson, glad he was able to get healed up after getting banged up against Sewanee, and he shows right there that he is looking good and was good on the coverage.
So here's 3rd and 10 for Louisiana College. Southwestern looked like they may have jumped. Louisiana College with a free play. They'll throw it down the middle of the field. It's picked off by Southwestern. Back across the 20 to the 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Pirates. Let's see if it stands. Josiah Minifield takes it the whole way, but it sure looked like the defensive line jumped.
Yeah, and, I think that was a heads-up play, knowing it was going to be a free play and just going ahead and throwing into the wind. And that ball really did die, leaving it to be a duck for Josiah Minifield. But, yeah, that'll be an offsides and go ahead and repeat 3rd down. Unfortunately, that takes 6 off, but also I think that you're going to see nothing really go further than 5 yards on passing attempts because that wind is taking a lot out of it.
Going into the wind, Louisiana College probably going to have to rely on a more dink and dunk strategy, which is not something they do a whole lot of. Lalonde back to pass here on 3rd and 5. Looks to pass, now trying to escape out of the pocket. Ball comes loose. He was hit from behind, and it will be ruled an incomplete pass that his arm was moving forward. Nicholas Smith with the big hit there, and that'll force another punt.
Yeah, Nicholas Smith and Womack were right there to make sure that that was not going to be a scramble that got loose. And, yeah, unfortunately, they ruled him down, or fortunately for the Pirates, they ruled him down because I thought that might have been a fumble into first down territory. It would have been one of the more unique first downs I've ever seen.
Well, it's another 3-and-out forced by the Southwestern defense as neither team has been able to get much going offensively so far. Punt goes away from Louisiana College, hung up in the wind. You can just see that ball hanging up there. Gets a nice Wildcat bounce, and it'll be down at the 47-yard line is where they'll officially mark it. So the Pirates will take over from there with 10:56 to go in the opening quarter.
Yeah, still starting in plus territory for the Pirates, so that wind already playing a factor as the deep punt on the play before, and then the other way punt, the ball is hung up and kept short from going across midfield. So Pirates sitting pretty in field position.
Coleman Kerr, the quarterback, with nobody back there with him. He will take it himself up the middle and get across the 45 out to the 44-yard line. Pickup of 3 there.
Yeah, it was a nice tackle made there by Jackson Hetzler as there was a little bit of good job by the defensive line to knock down that left side, but still that created enough of a hole for Coleman Kerr to pick up a few yards.
So 2nd and 7 here for Southwestern. Kalen Heim back there with Kerr. A couple of guys go in motion. And then timeout called by Southwestern. Coach Austin didn't like what he saw there after the quick motion. So Southwestern uses their first timeout of the half with 10:16 to go in the first quarter. No score between Southwestern and Louisiana College. Each team punting so far. Louisiana College with 2 possessions, Southwestern with 1.
Yeah, that was just a little miscommunication. It looked like the wings were not quite sure if they were going to be sweeping to the left or the right, so they both went in terms of blocking. And because of that confusion, they didn't want to risk getting behind the chains again with another penalty. So I'd say that's a wise use of timeout. Make sure everybody's on the same page. As we're mentioning, Austin Emery not out there, so the new different play caller in Coleman Kerr, you know, they like to say that those first 15 plays are scripted, and in this particular case, just a little miscommunication.
Yeah, Kerr, the 3rd quarterback to be used by Southwestern already this year. This is just game number 2. Back in there with Kalen Heim behind him. Just a yard difference between the two. He'll hand off to Heim. Nope, Kerr's going to keep it on the option, coming near side. Back across to the 42-yard line is where he's taken down by Donald Gibson Jr., the senior defensive back. And here comes 3rd and about 5 for Southwestern.
Yeah, it looks like they got on the same page and wanted to run the same play, which was an option with Brandenburg, and instead Coleman Kerr decided to keep it. Kalen Heim out there for blocking. He's a big body, but you know, you'd like to maybe see him get a couple carries as he comes off of the field on this big 3rd down.
3rd and 5, Southwestern. Change up at the running back position here for the Pirates. Elijah Smith rolling right now, coming back left is Kerr. He's got a man wide open back across the 30. That's Joey Robinson down to the 15, and he is pushed out of bounds near the 10-yard line. In fact, they'll mark him inside the 10 at the 9. Big pickup of 33 yards for Southwestern, and it's 1st and goal.
A great misdirection. They started it looking like it might be another run play to the right side, perhaps a swing pass out to Elijah Smith, and that just kind of opened up the whole left side of the field and gave a lot of running room for Robinson.
That was a play I saw them practice on Wednesday several times, and they were practicing that short yardage, mid-range yardage situation. Roll right, throw back the other way to the tight end. So it's 1st and goal, Southwestern here. Kerr hands off on the counter play to Elijah Smith. He's got room. He is in. Fire the cannons. Touchdown, Pirates.
Beautiful play right there. We talked about the misdirection of the play before with Robinson. That time they tried to get the linebackers to bite going to the right side of the field, and they ran that counter play against Sewanee, and right there they just ran it to perfection. And nice little backflip. He'll get 8 for the landing and 6 on the scoreboard.
Elijah Smith with a 9-yard touchdown run as the Pirates have the lead with 8:58 to go here in the opening quarter. On to try the extra point is Will Earps, the left-footed kicker. He was 4 for 6 on the extra points against Sewanee. This one up. It is true. And your score with 8:58 to go in the first quarter of play. Southwestern leads Louisiana College 7-0. Good drive there for Southwestern. 4 plays, 47 yards.
Yeah, and it goes back to that big play with Robinson because that was a 3rd and 5 near midfield. So obviously if they weren't able to convert it, it probably would have brought out the punting unit. And instead they got that big explosive play out inside the 10, and then they were able to just clear up that left side of the field again on that counter. And really successful drive for the Pirates to start off their first score here at Birkelbach.
Bring back Chuck in for this comment. Chuck, you saw the throwback pass and then the blocking down there looked to be really good firing off the ball on the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, they started hitting on all cylinders there on 3rd and 5. And so as Carl identified, they started all the motion to the right, broke the tight end back left. He was wide open, and that was the big play. The offensive line stepped up on the touchdown run, opened a giant hole on the left side of the line for Smith to run through. Great job. Back to you.
7-0 Pirates lead as Erbst will kick it away here for Southwestern. Will run up in the boots. High end-over-end kick fielded deep in the end zone as the wind really carried that one back there, and the return man has nowhere to go. Carl Lewis just takes a knee. By the way, that drive, 4 plays, 1:58 seconds off the clock, and a 9-yard touchdown run from Elijah Smith to cap it off.
Yeah, and now here on the defensive side, they're looking for more success as they've done a good job not even letting the Wildcats get past the 30.
So 7-0 your score. The Pirates lead it here in the first quarter. And if you're Southwestern, you got to put as much as you can on the board in the first quarter while the wind is at your back. Lalonde at quarterback. Hands off, up the middle. It was a slow handoff, and the defense is right there to take advantage of it. Aaron Woods and Lalonde. I don't know if Lalonde realized he wanted to give the ball to Woods or not. And by the time the decision was made, the defensive line made that decision for them.
Yeah, Womack was in there pretty quickly, and he had a good combined tackle there with Grant Mitchell, and yeah, that'll just be no gain. So they were lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage.
2nd down, 10 to go here. Back to pass, Lalonde, looking far side, throws into double coverage. It's caught at the 40, back across the 50, and down inside Southwestern territory goes Louisiana College. That'll be a pickup of 35 yards to number 2 on your sheet down there, Zion Williams.
They're looking at tempo here.
They're going to go fast if they get the shot. Quick throw near side. That went incomplete. Good defense there by Southwestern's number 1, Josiah Minifield.
Yeah, Minifield read that pretty close to a pass interference. Instead, he was able to get Williams on the fingertips and knock that out of his hands before he could secure the grab. They got that snap off before the chain gang had got set at the line of scrimmage, so now they'll slow things down. But they were trying to catch the defense off guard. They just happened to throw to the senior.
So 2nd down, 10 to go from the Southwestern 40. Lalonde back to pass. Looking, now scrambling, being chased from behind. He'll throw near sideline. It's caught, but hit immediately. The catch made there by Micah Dunn, the sophomore, but a nice clean hit from Damian Dawson to come up and limit the gain, and actually Dunn's going to be slow getting up here.
Yeah, Dawson sort of, in a way, read that timing just well enough to really lay a lick down right as he planted his feet after making that catch. And that's where they're almost the most, quote-unquote, defenseless. And it was almost a blindside hit in a way. He didn't see that hit coming as he only picked up 2 yards. And hopefully he just got the wind knocked out of him, but what a big hit by Dawson.
Well, this would be a big loss for Louisiana College if Micah Dunn cannot get up or can't return to this game. We sure hope for the young man's health that he is okay and will be able to continue playing. He's a man who's already got 2 100-yard receiving games under his belt. He leads the American Southwest Conference in receiving so far this year. Last week, we already mentioned, 10 catches, 152 yards, averaging 14 yards a catch. He's the favorite target for Lalonde out there.
Yeah, and you really can't have injury at those important receiver positions, because when you look at their rushing and receiving, they have no touchdowns on the ground. All 5 of their touchdowns this season coming in the air.
Well, Dunn's able to walk off under his own power, which is a good sign for him, and we sure hope the young man is okay as he trots back to his own sideline. And maybe see him later on this afternoon. We will have 3rd and 8 coming up. It'll be Louisiana College's 5th play of the drive, a drive that started at their own 25. A big play on the second one, 35-yard pass play to Zion Williams. Lalonde at quarterback. He's got number 6, Connor Maples, back there with him. Maples to the right now with 4 wide receivers in the set. Lalonde looking near side, will throw, and it is incomplete, looking for the back shoulder throw. Target was Jacob Wilson, and here comes 4th down.
Yeah, blitz brought there by the Pirates, and that forced the quarterback hurry up. He wanted to get that ball out of his hands, but just to make sure he didn't take the sack. But that split second really cost the receiving communication, because I think maybe another step and he would have been able to come back and make that catch. Instead, they're going to be punting into the wind again.
So it will be 4th down as Louisiana College will punt it away and try to pin Southwestern. They got the wind in their face here, so they actually can't hang this one up and probably force Southwestern to get a fair catch. The fair catch is signaled for and made. And Southwestern will take over from inside their own 5. That was Austin Castilleja making the catch. But Southwestern will have to start at their own 9-yard line here.
Yeah, Castilleja had no opportunity right there. You bring up a good point. That makes it easier to send that ball high and short when you're kicking into the wind. And probably test here for the offense, but they did a good job last series being able to continue a long drive.
Kalen Heim in the backfield with Kerr. Option to the right side. Kerr will keep it as he cuts up the field and just gets back past the line of scrimmage, maybe picks up 1.5 on the play. Tackle made by Malik Grant, the senior.
Yeah, Grant showing off that he's a little faster than he looks. He's a big man right there playing at defensive tackle, but this is probably a little bit of a stat padding game for the front 5 for any team that goes up, because they know that they're going to have to make tackles in order to stop the option-heavy offense.
Handoff up the middle to Heim. Picks up a hole, and he will get out to about the 15-yard line. Wrestled down there by big number 90, Micah Lattin, the sophomore. And it'll be 3rd down. Ball actually marked at the 16, so should make it 3rd and about 3.
Yeah, Heim showing off a quick little shift to where he faked going to the left, made sure he cut to the right, and making this a 3rd and manageable, something that this offense is designed to pick up.
Heim, a junior, by the way, out of Alvarado, Texas. Lines up behind Kerr again. Kerr hands off to Heim over the left side. That'll be enough for a 1st down out across the 20 to the 22. A pickup of 6, and that'll move the chains.
Yeah, and that's what you'd want to see from Caleb Heim. He got off week 1 to nurse a little bit of an injury, but he comes back healthy, and he's ready to show that last season was not a fluke. It was sort of a breakout year, and if you give him a healthy diet of the ball, he's going to produce.
6 minutes to go in the opening quarter. Kerr on the option to the right. Will pitch it out late and up the field across the 25, and tackled down there as he's chopped down was Heim. Pickup of about 5 on the play, so it should be 2nd and 5. Donald Gibson with the tackle.
Yeah, Gibson doing a good job going at the shoestring. Otherwise, Heim might have had the first down and tiptoed down the sideline for a little bit more. But again, Coleman Kerr, he got a good opportunity against Sewanee to run that option. He's showing a little bit of mastery with it.
Elijah Smith checks into the game in the backfield. He will take the fake handoff, now throw near side. That ball's caught at the 35 by number 5 out there, David Brandenburg. He's out to the 34-yard line. That's enough to move the chain to the 7-yard pickup and a first down.
Yeah, Brandenburg had a great performance up in Tennessee against Sewanee, and here he is picking up where he left off as he picks up a good first down, and it looks like this Pirate offense is finding its rhythm.
Second first down picked up on the drive, a drive that started at their own 9-yard line. Turnaround, handoff up the middle. That goes to Elijah Smith. He gets out to the 38 for a pickup of 4. Tackle made by Julius Johnson.
Yeah, Julius Johnson able to slither in and prevent the blockers from really getting set up. And still positive yardage here, as this is going to be exactly the kind of game that Southwestern relishes playing in, where it's a ball kept between the lines.
Option play to the right, pitched out to Heim. He'll cut up across the 40, out to the sideline, and all the way out to about the 43-yard line there. And tell you what, Southwestern's run game is really getting moving here late in the first quarter. 4 minutes, 36 seconds to go in the opening frame. That was a pickup of 5, and it'll bring up 3rd and 1.
Even the quarterbacks in this offense are blockers, and Brandenburg just set up a great block there.
Snap high over Kerr, a race for the football. It will be a scramble at the 35 and a pile up. We'll see who comes up with it.
I think Brandenburg might have gotten back on top of it to bring up 4th down, but he actually stripped that ball away from Louisiana College defender, and man, a little bit of a quick and hurried snap there when I don't think Southwestern needed it, but that'll bring out the punting unit instead of trying to get that 3rd and short.
Now the drive will stall after really the ball was moving well, and they were 3rd and 1 situation, but the high snap kind of cost Southwestern there. So into punt will be Victor Winfield. Back to return, Carl Lewis, as Winfield with the wind at his back sends a high booming punt that'll send Lewis all the way back inside the 15. Southwestern with great coverage, and he will not get back to the 14 is all he can get to. 55, 60-yard punt there. And Nicholas Smith is with the tackle.
Yeah, that looked like a little bit of an opportunity despite the booming punt. There was a little bit of late coverage because of the speed put on it behind that wind, and not quitting on the play. Nicholas Smith was in on the tackle to make sure that didn't go anywhere.
And folks, I can't do math. That's a 51-yard punt. My apologies. Nobody ever accused me of being good at math. 3 minutes 32 seconds to go here in the opening quarter. 7-0 Southwestern leads as Lalonde takes his offense back on the field. And then Lalonde turns around, hands it off to Aaron Woods, who bounces it over the right side. Woods swallowed up immediately after getting about 2 yards on the play. Number 20 out there with the tackle should be Jeremiah Richardson.
Oh, I beg your pardon. There's 2 number 20s
there's
out
2
there.
of them.
That was my fault for pointing it down. Ben Brockman.
Not a problem. 2nd down, 8 to go. Lalonde, high snap over his hands. He's able to recoup the ball. Throw near side. It is caught, but it's out of bounds. Ball was caught by Micah Dunn. Good to see him back in the ball game, and it's 3rd down.
Yeah, Dunn had to take the foot that he was hoping to plant him and keep him in bounds right there in front of Chuck, but he had to lift it up to make the catch and land it out of bounds. So really fortunate there for the Wildcats that they didn't turn that over. A little bit of a dribbled football helped Lalonde keep that possession.
4 wide receiver sets. Southwestern showing blitz on 3rd and 8. The Pirates worked really hard on defense back on Wednesday at practice in these 3rd and long situations against the passing team. They back out of the blitz and play zone coverage. Throw down the middle of the field, way too tall for the intended receiver. Lucas Cormier was the target, but the ball was thrown about 20 yards over his head. And here comes fourth down after the Pirates force the third 3-and-out already today for Louisiana College.
Yeah, a little too much juice on that pass, which I feel like is pretty much a compensation of throwing into the wind. And that was a big obvious passing down on 3rd and long. And just a stellar job by the defense this evening, I should say, for Southwestern.
Late man coming into the formation for Louisiana College as they get set to punt it away. 7 seconds left to go on the play clock. Snap is low but fielded. Kick away, a low wobbly one into the wind, and fielding at the 38 on a fair catch is Southwestern. Unfortunately, folks. Oh, yeah, I do. I'm sorry. That's Austin Castilleja with the catch there. So Southwestern, for the second time today, will start a drive inside Louisiana College territory, this time at the 38.
Yeah, you know your offense loves that, and 2:46 until they switch directions. So I think Southwestern would love, as you mentioned earlier, to take advantage of the wind at their back here, but it doesn't really affect their offense too much the way they keep it on the ground.
Elijah Smith in the backfield with Coleman Kerr. Turnaround handoff to Smith. Up the middle, he'll cut to the right and pick up a few yards there. Gain of about 2 on first down, tackled by Julius Johnson.
Yeah, pretty much par for the course here. Hopefully Southwestern doesn't mind taking their time this time around, because last drive was a pretty good drive until that 3rd and 1 that they decided to rush the snap on, and it brought up 4th down as they were lucky to get it back.
15 to go on the play clock. Southwestern being held up after some late substitutions here. Plenty of time now. 8 still to go before the snaps has to get going. In the backfield is number 32, Devin Shaw. Option goes right. Pitch out by Kerr to Brandenburg. He goes out towards the sideline and should have enough for a first, or getting out for a gain of 4 there, excuse me.
Wow, yeah, I thought they would spot that a little more favorably towards the yard to gain, and that changes this play call a little bit, as obviously it happened the other side. That ref has better view than us on when Brandenburg actually slid out, but it looked like he might have kept his balance. Instead, sets up a 3rd and about 5, 3rd and 4.
3rd and 4 officially for Southwestern. Smith in the backfield with Kerr. Option to the left. Kerr takes the pitch. Coming across the 35, makes a man miss. Down across the 30, steps out just inside the 29. It's all about where they spot this. It's going to be right near the first down marker. They will give it to the 28, and this might require a measurement.
Yeah, I think Elijah Smith needs to hope that they spot the ball with the left foot and not the right foot, and they're going to move the chains here. That was close, but they go ahead and wave them down after a little bit of a view.
So Southwestern gets the first down with 1:20 to go here in the opening quarter. Kerr takes the snap, option right. Now he's going to throw back, looking to the sideline, and it is incomplete. It was targeted for number 32, Devin Shaw there. Defended there well on the sideline, though, by Quentin Thibodeau, who had an interception last week.
Yeah, that might be a little bit of Coleman Kerr showing some inexperience and deciding to make a dangerous play, and he's lucky that doesn't end up going the other way.
Second time, though, we've already seen the option roll right, stop, throw back the other way here in the first quarter. Turnaround, handoff, Kerr throws towards the middle, and that's going to be a pass interference. David Brandenburg was going across the middle, and he just got spun around by the defender. Number 3, Donald Gibson, who had one heck of a game last week in their victory, just spun around Brandenburg there, so it's going to be a first down for Southwestern.
See what the referee has to say here.
Do you want to call the hold? Do you want to call the pass interference? It's just a matter of which one you want to throw.
Yeah, and I thought I saw a second flag come in there as there was a conversation on what the call was. And, yeah, I would have probably called pass interference, but definitely could have been a hold as well. And either way, it helps out the Pirates. 6th play of the drive here for the Pirates inside the red zone now at the 16. Kerr steps up, fakes. Now he will throw as he faked the run. It is brought in inside the 5. Elijah Smith went up, tapped it to himself, and came down with it, and it'll be 1st and goal. That'll be on the highlight reel a little bit later as, Smith really with showing just concentration, because he's fallen down, and he's worried more about catching the ball than a soft landing.
Little Tim Tebow jab step throw across the middle play there. First and goal. Turnaround, handoff to Smith. Up the middle, he is going to pick up about a yard down to the 2.
And, yeah, it was
Jacob
Joffrin who was right there to get involved in that party, but it's a big battle in the trenches right here to get at the yards.
30 seconds to go in the quarter. Here Southwestern may be inclined to run a little bit faster here. They can let the clock run if they want to, but if you can get in the end zone, you can get one more kickoff with the wind at your back.
That's a good point, and that's what they're trying to do here, I imagine.
Devin Shaw in the backfield with Kerr. Coming into motion, Castilleja. He will fake the handoff. Kerr goes up the middle. He is short. Picks up another yard, and here comes 3rd and goal from the 1, and that will be the final play of the opening quarter. After 15 minutes of play here at Birkelbach Field in Georgetown, the Southwestern University Pirates lead Louisiana College by a count of 7-0 here on SHN Sports. Want to bring back in Chuck Cracy. Chuck, your impressions here from the opening quarter of play. One really dominated by Southwestern, but they've done a good job taking advantage of that win that you talked about as well.
Well, you know, we saw a little bit of depth at the quarterback position from the Pirates last week in Tennessee, and we're seeing a little bit of that now, but also a little inexperience. So they know they're going to lean on their defense. They've done a good job of that this last drive. They focused on softening the middle of the Louisiana College defense as they drove it down the field, and it looks like they're going to keep leaning on their defense and keep leaning on the run game, and why not? Right now it's working.
Yeah, Chuck, how do you think that the second quarter should change up a little bit? Louisiana College's attack, they like to pass the ball. Now they've got the wind at their back. Should help them actually a little bit.
Yeah, we'll see the how good the Southwestern secondary is, how prepared they are, because they will start flinging the ball around. It'll be a lot deeper passes. I'm pretty confident in that secondary unit, though.
All right, thanks so much, Chuck, as we begin the second quarter of play here at Birkelbach Field in Georgetown. The Pirates will put it in play 3rd and goal from the 1. Now going towards the south as the field mostly covered in shadows now. Just the bit of the north end zone, all of the north end zone, and maybe about to the 15-yard line still in the sun. Everything else being covered. And the lights have been turned on. Elijah Smith back there with Coleman Kerr. 3rd and 1. Turnaround, handoff to Smith. Up the middle. He will be met at the line of scrimmage and pushed backwards. Actually will lose a couple of yards on the play. And decision time for Southwestern. Here comes the field goal unit.
Yeah, I think that the field goal would just take the points for now, considering the score. But the main thing will be, if they decided to go for it here on 4th, they would have pinned them deep on a defense that's playing well. But I think it's more important to add on to your lead.
Well, it'll be an extra point, essentially, from right in the middle of the field. 20-yard attempt for Will Herbst. Snap back, hold down. Herbst puts it up and puts it through. And your new score with 14-19 to go in the first half. The Southwestern Pirates lead it by a score of 10-0.
Yeah, a little bit of a shame that Elijah Smith's stellar catch will only lead to 3 points, but obviously a win on the score column there for the Pirates as they went ahead and added on 3 more. But, it'll come down to seeing how this defense reacts to the wind coming into their faces. They got a little bit of an advantage with the wind at their backs and, going into the heavy passing offense of Louisiana College's face. But here the other way around, let's see how the story changes, because maybe it's still just as much of a factor in terms of having to take a little bit less off and letting the wind do a little bit of help. So that'll be, as Chuck mentioned, a big factor in how this game's going to go, because I don't see that wind letting up anytime soon. If you get a chance and it pops up on your screen at some point, the flagpole is shaking.
10-play, 35-yard drive for Southwestern, capped off by the 20-yard Herbst field goal. 3 minutes, 28 seconds off the clock on that drive, and Herbst will kick it away. First time he's having to do a kickoff into the wind now with Louisiana College, sending Carl Lewis and Tylen Cooper back deep, a couple of freshmen. High end-over-end kick angled toward the sideline. That ball could be live. It bounces inside the 25, and yeah, one of the up men has to just fall on the football for Louisiana College. Looked like number 81 coming up with it. Kane Leon just very wisely getting on that football because I don't think anybody knew where it was on the up men.
Yeah, the wind definitely hung that ball up, and it was an end-over-end kick, so Wiseman there just very smart, making sure that he was the one who jumped on it, but just as easily, he had to dive for that, just as easily could have gone through his hands and into possession of the Pirates, as that was a close one.
Get you an ASC scoreboard update here in just a few minutes as the American Southwest Conference is in full swing today. Handoff to the right side, and around the right end goes Aaron Woods. He'll cut up to about the 30-yard line. And it's 2nd down and 7 to go. Gage Bernard with the tackle.
Yeah, funny seeing the first play being a run play. You'd think that they would maybe want to take advantage of that wind as much as they can.
Maybe trying to suck in the defensive backs and those linebackers a few steps. Second down, 7 to go here for the Wildcats. Dropping back and throwing across the middle. That ball complete and out to the 38-yard line. Looked like Sal Palermo, by the way, in at quarterback. Pass was complete to Micah Dunn across the middle.
Yeah, Dunn, who left the game earlier after getting laid out by Dawson, showing that he's okay as he almost completed a pass back in the first, and then he completes that first pass for the Wildcats here in the second quarter.
So Palermo in at quarterback. Aaron Woods to his left. Palermo dropping back, looking down the middle. Got plenty of time. And then he will be sacked from behind. Held on to the ball just a little bit too long. Garrett Womack in with the tackle.
Yeah, Womack did not quit on that play. He was blocked behind him. And then, yeah, as you were mentioning, held on to that ball a little too long. Womack came from behind. And, oh, man, just a shame he couldn't quite get a hand on that because it looked like that was a throwing motion about to go through. But instead for Palmero, he was able to hold on to it.
Loss of 1 officially on the play. 2nd down and 11 to go. Snap to Palermo. Drop back. Got plenty of time. He will throw deep down the near sidelines. Got a man. That ball hauled in at the 25, inside the 20 to the 18-yard line. That was number 16 with the reception, Jared Simpson. He had 3 touchdowns last week. He's got 4 on the season. 6 catches, 149 yards, and 3 scores last week. You can see why.
Yeah, we talk about the wind being at their backs. He really threw that one deep and threw his man open.
43-yard gain on the pass. Another throw, near side, ball caught, and spinning out of a tackle, pushing his way to the 10-yard line goes Lucas Cormier. That'll be a pickup of 9, and here comes 2nd and short.
Yeah, we mentioned at the start of this drive if they were going to pass a lot more, and maybe it's Palmero, maybe it's the wind at their backs, but either way, this is their best opportunity to score so far.
Sal Palermo, the backup quarterback, is really moving this team down the field here. He's thrown a couple of pretty footballs, and also to his offensive line's credit, he's had some time to throw the ball. There goes motion. That'll go against Louisiana College. So 2nd and 1 becomes 2nd and 6.
Yeah, it was a little false start there on the right guard, and good break for Southwestern to maybe give them a little bit of time to breathe and coordinate how to handle this 2nd down.
11:45 to go here in the second quarter of play. Southwestern leads at 10-0, but Louisiana College has their deepest penetration of the game. There's a snap. Palermo throws far side toward the back pylon. That ball will sail out of the end zone. Intended for Micah Dunn, but I think the wind probably pushed it about an extra 3 yards.
Yeah, I think that's a normal throw that he makes that will kind of land around arm, chest level at the corner. Instead, it went about, as you said, 3-5 yards further and was uncatchable. So that brings up a big 3rd down here. And, you know, we talk about the wind being at their back for any field goal opportunities, but regardless, the Pirates would rather set up a field goal here. 4
wide set. Connor Maples in the backfield. Maples stays in the block. Throw to the far corner again. That ball will again sail out of the end zone. Intended for Zion Williams, but just a bit too far. He was open on that flag route to the back of the end zone, but incomplete.
Yeah, that one was probably a better opportunity than the pass before, but the same result. The wind kind of carries that ball, and you have to deal with that. We talked about that on the way down. It opens up more opportunities to go deep, which set them up in this position, but it also makes those mid-range passes harder to make.
Well, here's Brandon Hayden from 32 yards. He missed his only opportunity so far this year, kicking from the left hash. Snap down, kick away, and it will be wide left. So Hayden pulls it, and the Pirates hold. 11:26 to go, and it remains a 10-0 game.
Yeah, I would say that the wind is kind of slightly going left. It's not directly at their back, so you never know if even there it sort of affected and pushed it to the left. But regardless, that was the best opportunity to score for the Wildcats here through the first half, and the Pirates defense just doing a nice job bending but not breaking, and then I guess they didn't even bend.
Well, the Pirates will get the ball at the 20. 1st and 10 here from the near hash mark, as looks like Landry Gilpin may be back in at quarterback for the first time today. That is.
That will be the freshman.
Gilpin takes it himself to the left side with a convoy of blockers, tries to cut back up, but can't escape the grasp of big number 48 right there. I believe, or maybe that was Colby Weiserman. Weissarma, excuse me, number 43. 2nd down and 9 to go. Gilpin stays in.
Short game, 2nd down.
Yeah, Gilpin's yet to throw a pass, so I think the scouting report on him is running.
They will option right. Now Gilpin goes up the middle, across the 25, scampers out to the 30. He's got room. To the 40, out to the 45, across the 50. Cuts back into the 45, all the way down to the 36-yard line of the Wildcats. That's a pickup of 29 and 14 more, so 43 yards on the run. And it's 1st down, Southwestern deep into Wildcat territory. Julius Johnson finally tracked him down.
Well, what did I just say? The scouting report is running, and he shows it off right there. He kind of fakes out a run behind the right tackle and then cuts right up the middle, finds a couple holes, and shows that he can switch gears and turn up the heat.
4 wide set. Gilpin fakes the handoff, comes option near side, pitches it out, and that ball will be getting to the line of scrimmage, but no more for David Brandenburg, who received the pitch there.
Yeah, Gilpin took a licking right there where his helmet came off, and
I don't even know that was Gilpin. That might have been Kerr back in there. That was Kerr. Yeah, so Gilpin's going to go in on the next play.
No, Gilpin just ran to the sideline.
No, that's Kerr, 18. Gilpin's 12. Kerr has his helmet off, 18 on the sideline, so that was Coleman Kerr on the quarterback for the play, the last play. But Gilpin's back in the game now.
Yeah, Gilpin here will hopefully have another opportunity to show off those wheels.
2nd and 7, 9:50 to go in the first half. Gilpin to the left, cuts up the middle again. Across the 30, he's submarine there and taken down. Tackled by Julius Johnson, who leads the team in tackles coming into the ball game. Should bring up 3rd and 3.
Yeah, you'll see probably another Gilpin option here, maybe to the wide side of the field on the left side. I'm a little surprised they're not trying to hurry up here with this massive substitute. Oh, the officials have not given them the clear, but man, they're letting the defense take their time, and they can right here try and catch them off guard. And let's see if the timeout's going to be called. It looks like a defensive timeout.
Timeout called by Louisiana College with 9:09 to go here in the first half. The Southwestern University Pirates driving. They lead it 10-0. And, Carl, let's look at the scoreboard update.
Yeah, sure. See, here in the ASC, we had a few games earlier today. Hardin-Simmons defeats Howard Payne 63-0 at that 1 p.m. kickoff. And then there was a 2 p.m. kickoff out in Abilene in which Sul Ross State defeated McMurray 21-7. Also, games going on right now. Texas Lutheran playing East Texas Baptist. That's 14-7. The TLU Bulldogs trying to pick up their first win of the season.
Southwestern down at Texas Lutheran next weekend.
Yes, and as we look over at the other game, it is Belhaven at Mary Hardin Baylor, and it is little bit trouble loading up their live stats, but I imagine that one will be up and running soon enough for your next update.
9:09 to go. Pirates have the ball and driving inside the 30. 3rd down, 3 to go. Gilpin stays in at quarterback. Landry Gilpin. Options left, now cuts back, finds a hole to the 25, across the 20, up the field to the 15, to the 10, shakes a tackler. He is in. Fire the cannons. Touchdown, Pirates.
Landry Gilpin showing off those wheels yet again. He faked again to the left and found a wide open lane, angling right, and just had a couple. He read the block really well. He was able to shed a good block, and then when defender caught up to him, and he was able to drag him into the end zone. Nice touchdown run.
29-yard touchdown run on the 5th play of the drive for Landry Gilpin. He hits his 2nd run, a big one of the drive. He also had a 43-yarder. Extra point on the way. Extra point is good. And your new score with 9:01 to go here in the first half. The Southwestern University Pirates all over Louisiana College, 17-0. That drive, 5 plays. It goes 80 yards and takes just 2 minutes, 25 seconds off the clock. And Chuck, and your impressions down there, that was one heck of a drive by the backup quarterback freshman Landry Gilpin, showing off the wheels.
And it was, and it was impressive each time he ran the football. But what's more impressive is the depth that we're seeing from that position here with Southwestern. You know, you have your starter go down, but you have 2 guys that have shown that they can effectively lead this team on long drives as well as make big plays. And with the way the defense is playing here, pitching another shutout today, things are looking up for Southwestern.
Yeah, this is a team that can be real formidable. The option attack, tough to defend down there, Chuck. And from up here, it looks like cutback holes are there consistently.
Yeah, you got to give a little bit of credit to T.J. Vela and that offensive line as they do continue to open holes and work on the middle of that Louisiana College defense.
All right, thank you, sir. As we get set for kickoff once again, Southwestern leading 17-0 with 9:01 to go here in the 2nd quarter. Will Earps kicking it away into the wind. A low line drive that'll back up Carl Lewis. He fields it at the 10, out across the 20 to the 25 into the pile, and Lewis will take a big hit. The ball came out. Southwestern says they have it. And let's see. They do. The Pirates come up with a turnover on the kick. Southwestern big number 50, Christopher Crawford, recovers it, and the Pirates will take over at the 29.
Wow. Well, when it rains, it pours for the Wildcats, and as we mentioned in the pregame, a bit of a revenge game here for Southwestern. Could not get off to a better start, as this first half has been dominated by the defense and special teams for Southwestern.
Well, a chance for Southwestern to really blow this one open here with 8:53 to go in the 2nd quarter. They lead it 17-0 already. Here's Coleman Kerr at quarterback. They will option out to the right. He will pitch it the other way, and there goes David Brandenburg on the reverse. Makes a man miss out to the 25, to the 20, and all the way down to the 16-yard line. That'll get the coaches excited because he just shook Donald Gibson out of his shoes.
Yeah, if you have a basketball term there, he broke his ankles, and yeah, a nice little shimmy stutter step that he took outside and ran out of bounds, but you saw that he slowed down to make him guess, is he going to cut it back inside? And, yeah, he did it twice to him. And, man, David Brandenburg had to do him like that.
They just showed the replay, and that's one that if you're Gibson, you would like to not be on video long term. Here's 1st and 10 from the 15. Rolling right is Gilpin. He will now throw to the end zone, and that one will be incomplete. It was intended for Max Patton, as they were showing the option run, but it was kind of it's not a halfback pass because Gilpin's the quarterback, but it's almost like a modified halfback pass.
Yeah, it looked like it caught the defense off guard as Patton was maybe kind of ready for it, but that's the first pass attempt from that was the first pass attempt from Gilpin. So just interesting throwing motion there as it kind of had a high arch on it.
Here's Kerr back in the ball game now, 2nd and 10. from the Louisiana College 15. Turn around, fake the handoff. Kerr now sets, will throw across the middle. He's got a man. It is incomplete. There is no flag, as it sure looked like David Brandenburg might have been taken down a little bit early, but they'll credit Donald Gibson with the defended play, and it's third down.
Yeah, Gibson looked like he timed that pretty close, and Brandenburg's pleading his case to the officials. It's going to fall on deaf ears, and it looks like this is going to be a mass substitution communication needed for the Pirates here on 3rd and 10.
15 on the play clock, 8:12 to go in the second quarter. Here's Coleman Kerr back in. He's got Elijah Smith in the backfield with him. Coleman Kerr with the jab step. Now will throw across the middle. That ball caught on the inside slant by Austin Castilleja, and that's going to be enough for a first down as he gets inside the 5 to the 3-yard line, a pickup of 12.
Tough catch there by Castilleja. He pulls it down and then has to gather himself as he started to fall, make sure he held on to that ball. But big catch there for the 1st and goal setup.
So 1st and goal from the 3 for the Pirates. Leading 17-0 already, and a chance to get some extra breathing room here. Gilpin back in at quarterback. The freshman with Kalen Heim back there with him. Gilpin stutter steps, now takes it up over the middle himself, dives for the end zone, and he will come up just short. And it's second down.
Ooh, obviously we can't challenge that one. They're just going to go right back to the line of scrimmage. So I thought he was in.
Quick huddle. Gilpin on the keeper. Straight up the middle. He is in. Fire the cannons. Touchdown, Pirates.
Yeah, they made sure Landry Gilpin got in that time as he just went right up the middle, got a good push from the middle of the line, and had enough to get both feet in. No doubt about that one.
That's Gilpin's second rushing touchdown of the ball game. And the Pirates are all over the Louisiana College Wildcats here this afternoon. In the second quarter, if the extra point goes through from Will Erbst, it'll be 24-0. Snap is low, and now a fire drill for Southwestern. The ball scramble for it, and it will be it will go down as a missed extra point on the low snap, even though Erbst didn't put boot to leather, so I might have jinxed him there. But 23-0 your score with 7:19 to go in the ball game.
Yes.
The second quarter.
Yeah, the little the little broadcaster jinx right there, maybe coming into a little of a play. But regardless, the Pirates will take this lead as we mentioned in the pregame, they've played a couple close games with the Wildcats the last couple years, and losing last year here by only 2 points, and a big opportunity to open up conference play. So far with a blowout, as if the score holds 46-0 shutout, they deserved a shutout against Sewanee, but an interception gave a short field to Sewanee. This defense has been nothing short of dominant through almost 6 quarters on the season.
Well, that Southwestern drive started at the Louisiana College 29 after the fumbled kickoff. It goes 6 plays, last a minute 34 seconds, capped off by the 1-yard touchdown run from Landry Gilpin. And 23-0 your score here with 7:19 to go in the second quarter. Good crowd on hand for the home opener as the black and gold being represented here on the near stands. A few folks from Louisiana College have made the trip over as well as the ball blows off the tee all the way from Pineville, Louisiana.
Yeah, last time up they had to make it a low line drive kick, which actually gave Carl Lewis plenty of time to build up a head of steam, but man, they might have to get a holder out there for this.
I think the rule actually is if it blows off the tee twice, you have to put a holder on the ball.
Yeah, here comes Castilleja.
So here we go. When you try this as like a 5-year-old, you always take your finger off the ball because you're afraid your friend's not going to kick it. But luckily you get up to the levels and guys actually know how to hit the ball.
Yeah, right. You don't want to lose your hand.
Here's Erbst to kick it away. High end-over-end kick hanging up in the wind, fielded by Lewis at the 21. He'll stutter step, go back towards the sideline, and he is wrestled down there by a couple of Southwestern Pirates. Number 50, Christopher Crawford, leading the charge.
Yeah, Christopher Crawford's been quick to that ball. He was the one who got the fumble last time on the special teams kickoff, and right there he does a good job making sure Lewis doesn't get past the 30.
So it's 1st and 10 for Louisiana College at the 30-yard line. 7:13 to go in the second quarter. Louisiana College leaves Sal Palermo in at quarterback. Aaron Woods to his left. They will hand off to Woods up the middle, and he is just eaten up alive and really does a good job to pick up 2 on the play as Hayden Smith and the rest of the defensive line got there in a hurry.
No quit from Hayden Smith. He actually kind of got pushed down by a pancake block and was still able to kind of crawl his way to that tackle. But, first time we've called his name, and he's going to be one of the factors on defense for the Pirates all season.
2nd down, 8 to go. Snap to Palermo, looking to his right, has time, hit a little bit as he threw. Ball is caught and then dropped as he came down. Would have been out of bounds anyway, intended for Micah Dunn. And it's 3rd down.
Yeah, Dunn is definitely wishing that the field were maybe 55 to 60 yards wide instead of that normal 50, because he has a lot of those routes right there on the sideline that he's almost come down with, but he's had to deal with that sideline as an extra defender.
3rd down, 8 to go. Palermo looking to the sideline to check with his coaches here. Southwestern has dominated this thing from the kickoff. Showing blitz, now backing out for the Pirates defense. Palermo throws across the middle. He's got a man. It's thrown behind him. It's incomplete. Would have been a 1st down if he had been able to hit Jared Simpson in stride and just couldn't do it.
Yeah, and that was basically as good of a look as Palermo's going to get this afternoon. And, maybe there's something to be said about the zip being put on that ball, because that was in the hands, and if it hits you in the hands in stride, you're expected to make that catch as a NCAA receiver.
Yeah, Palermo had that one just go a little behind his receiver, had to reach back for it. And this one, Louisiana College will punt it away now, but do so with the wind at their back as Colin LaHaye is the punter. It is blocked by Southwestern, coming in on it, picked up, and fielded at the 16-yard line. Blazing in there, laying out for the block was Ben Brockman.
Yeah, Brockman kind of wish he was in the professionals. He got that ball with his knees on the turf, but he started to return it back for a touchdown, knowing that he was down, but still wanted to get into that end zone. That was a great block, and this special team's just as strong as this defense, and man, what a stellar performance for the Pirates in all 3 phases of the ball.
Well, Southwestern with great field position once again. Last drive they started at the Louisiana College 29, this time a bit better at the 18. 6:25 to go in the first half, and Southwestern looking to pile it on here.
Always nice to start in the red zone.
Coleman Kerr at quarterback. Turns around, fakes the handoff. Kerr will jab step. Now throws to a wide open man in the end zone. Touchdown, Southwestern. Anthony Stevens pulls it in. Fire the cannons. The Pirates score.
Yeah, no one around Anthony Stevens, and that's what you really expect with this Southwestern offense. It's a run, it's a run, it's a run, and then it's almost like a triple option. You have to play assignment football, and then there will be somebody wide open for a pass every now and again.
So Kerr finds Stevens in the end zone. Extra point attempt. Will be on the way here as they hit each other on the first play of the of the drive. Herbst puts boot to it, and it is good. And your score with 6:20 to go here in the opening half. Southwestern, impressive so far tonight, 30-0 over Louisiana College.
Yeah, impressive. Almost doesn't do it justice, as this has been a shutout pitched by the defense, thanks in part to a missed field goal, and that was as close as the Wildcats have gotten to scoring all evening. And then on the offensive side of the ball, really, if you go ahead and take away that one hurried up 3rd and 1 that resulted into a high snap and then forced a punt, this could be even higher scoring of a shutout for the Southwestern Pirates. But, they'll take this 30-0, 6:20 left in the second quarter lead.
Chuck, you were at the game over in Tennessee a few weeks ago as well, man. Your impression so far, they almost, to me, look even better than they did at Sewanee right now.
They really do. In fact, they have shown a lot of maturity in all three phases of the game. You know, even at the quarterback position where you have a couple of young guys having to take the snaps, you've seen the offensive line pick up for them. You got guys like senior David Brandenburg, et cetera. And so, you know, they're really looking good here early in the season. I hope they can keep it up.
High end over end kick as it is booted away by Herbst, fielded by Carl Lewis at the 10. Lewis across the 20, and he'll be taken down at about the 24, 25-yard line. Feels odd to say Carl Lewis and not think about a long jump or a 200-meter dash or something like that.
Yeah, you know, maybe that's how we got his name. You have the last name Lewis, and parents are a fan. It's like might as well throw the name Carl on it, Carl with a C, not with a K, as I spell mine with a K. But, yeah, he's the return man, so he does display some athleticism from time to time. But obviously, I think the other Carl Lewis's eligibility is run out.
Well, he has to break it up. That's the key. If you know the music video, you'll get that joke. 1st and 10 as the quarterback keeper Palermo around the right side, and he'll take it to the 30-yard line for a gain of 5. That's the first time we've seen Palermo keep it around the corner.
Yeah, and Evan Villastrigo there with the stop. I think he wanted to maybe lay an even bigger lick on the quarterback, but went ahead and just made sure he had the safe wrap up and bring down.
This is the 3rd or 4th straight drive that we've seen Palermo in the game after Landon Lalonde, the starter, couldn't get anything going for Louisiana College. Palermo back to pass, has time, looks across the middle. That ball's caught and then hit immediately by the Southwestern defender, Zion Williams. Give him credit for hauling that one in because Rosario Hernandez hit him like a heat-seeking missile. It's a gain of 15 and a first down.
Yeah, Hernandez wanted to pop that out, but they're going to try and tempo them here.
4 wide receivers set here. Handoff up the middle. That went out to the 49-yard line for Aaron Woods, the running back, going to pick up a 4.
Yeah, Hayden Smith not caught off guard right there. Even though they were able to get a good push from their line, Smith was able to find the runner and undercut him.
Right at 5 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Southwestern up 30-0. Fake handoff. Palermo goes up the middle, out across the 50 to the 44-yard line. He's got himself a first down and a gain of 7.
Yeah, Brockman unfortunately just couldn't quite catch up to him a step earlier, and that'll bring up a new set of downs. And this is offense trying to answer back.
Yeah, 5th play of the drive now for Louisiana College. They've picked up 2 first downs. Connor Maples in the backfield with Sal Palermo, the freshman quarterback.
Yeah, it looks like Southwestern wanted to bring a blitz, so they want to change up the play call here as they slow down.
Southwestern's shown that blitz a few times. This time they do bring it. Quick throw over the middle. Incomplete. Intended for Zion Williams, but man, Rosario Hernandez is just out there laying licks and took him down immediately.
Yeah, Rosario Hernandez. Man, that was close to maybe being pass interference, but no flags, and you'll take that, and that's I think why a lot of people enjoy the sport of football. Hard hits like that.
That was a clean hit. He hit him with his shoulder, target area, just ran right through the player. 2nd down here. Back to pass. He will pump fake, now throw. He's got a man wide open. That's Micah Dunn back across the 30 to the sideline, and he'll be pushed out of bounds at the 15-yard line. Micah Dunn picks up 29 on the play, and it's a first down.
Yeah, Palmero's had himself a pretty solid second quarter, but, here's where he got held up last time. A couple throws out to the back end of the end zone were overthrown because of the wind. The wind has maybe died down just a little bit, but it's still pretty strong out there. And we talked about it earlier, those mid-range throws. That was a short throw that they were able to pick up the big gain out to the 15, but maybe the mid-range throws to try and get into the end zone are going to be hard for them to pick up, and who knows if he's going to be able to find his receivers in the end zone this time around, having learned from that mistake.
30-0, Southwestern leads it. 4:17 to go here in the first half of play as Louisiana College is driving. This might be their deepest penetration of the ball game that I can remember for Louisiana College.
Yeah, this is pretty close to where they were earlier on that field goal attempt. So I think it is probably a little bit deeper. But
they missed a 32-yard field goal earlier. So this is about the same. Yeah, 15 yards. You had 7 for a field goal. So it should be about the same mark.
And I wouldn't be surprised to see them try and go for a run game here, as they've had a little bit of success with that on this drive, just to maybe try and set up a 3rd and manageable worst case.
Woods moves to the left of Palermo. Stacked receivers on the right. There'll be a reverse play here to the near side. They will look to throw. Done to Palermo, and he throws it out of the end zone just a bit too deep. It was set up, but Micah Dunn couldn't set his feet to make the throw.
And credit Nick Smith for a pass rush of a hurry up there, a quarterback hurry up through the receiver who got it on, trying to run. As he wanted to get his feet set and make that a little bit more catchable. Creative play that will now be on film for future scouting purposes. But, yeah, really good defense right there by the Pirates.
Looked like the old Philly special play from the Super Bowl a few years ago.
It might be that, actually.
Palermo throws near our far side, caught to Dunn across the middle. Now he will be taken down out at the 11-yard line, a pickup of 4. And here comes 3rd down.
Yeah, that I thought that they were going to listen to my advice and go with the run play that first time around. Instead, they went for that reverse pass, and here they are, 3rd and about 6.
3rd and 6, 9th play of the drive. Palermo takes the snap, throws to a one-on-one receiver near side, and it is incomplete. Out of the back of the end zone, ball was uncatchable. Looked like Jared Simpson was trying to get a flag there, but good coverage from Damian Dawson.
Yeah, Dawson was kind of body to body with him, but I think that was probably a little bit of a sell job that was not going to be taken by the sideline official. And, yeah, that'll bring out the field goal unit for the 2nd time today for the Wildcats.
Looks like we got a new field goal kicker in, too. Wade Simmons will try to put this one through. Brandon Hayden missed the first one. Simmons gets the attempt right in the middle of the field. It'll be a 28-yard attempt with the wind at his back. Trying to put Louisiana College on the board. Kick up. It is good. And that will be Louisiana College's first points of the ball game as Wade Simmons boots through a 28-yard field goal. And your score with 3:38 to go here in the 2nd quarter. Southwestern still leads it 30-3.
Yeah, unfortunately the shutout ends, but the defense can still kind of claim that as a little bit of a victory, as there were a few explosive plays that got the Wildcats into the red zone. But overall, you know, you look at the way Southwestern probably wanted this game plan to go and the way the last couple meetings these two teams have had went, I would say that they would accept this, where the just phenomenal rushing from both Brandenburg and Landry Gilpin, the two combined for 104 yards on only 9 carries. And not to mention they have a 30-3 lead. If they can go and score one more time, they regain momentum going into the locker room, and I think you can go ahead and, you know, say that your game plan is going to work. Make a couple changes, but don't make too many, because everything's been working great for the Pirates so far.
Well, the Pirates' defense, through nearly 6 quarters of play this year, has given up just 10 points. So a stout defense that brings back 10 returners from last year on the starting side. It's showing why that experience is beginning to pay off. Kick away, as Southwestern will have a kick return for just the 2nd time today. The other one was the opening kickoff. That one forces the return man to take a knee in Castilleja. And it'll be 1st and 10 Pirates from the 25.
Yeah, you see that wind coming into effect again, but this time forcing the touchback, you saw that earlier on, and you know, you'll take that 25-yard line the way your offense has been moving, and set up for hopefully a methodical 3:38, as Southwestern's been scoring pretty quickly here.
Yeah, Southwestern might be looking at going into a 4-minute offense moving forward. They have not had a drive that's gone for a touchdown any longer than 2 minutes and 25 seconds today. So there's a chance for Southwestern to take some time off the clock, maybe get some more points for the half. Handoff up the middle, and that's snuffed out quickly by the entire Louisiana College defensive line, as there was nowhere to go for Elijah Smith.
Yeah, Smith probably wondering where the blocking was exactly, and Unfortunately, he couldn't go left, right, or up the middle as he was met by 3 tacklers there. And, there's just a little miscommunication perhaps, and they are going to have to just put that one behind them and look for the next play.
Coleman Kerr back in at quarterback. It'll be 2nd and 12 for Southwestern. Really no hurry for the Pirates right now, up 27. Turn around, handoff again up the middle. That is Smith one more time. He'll get back to the original line of scrimmage, and it's 3rd down and 10.
Smith with the carry.
Yeah, as you mentioned, maybe the extended drive is sort of the idea here. Is they've let the play clock get down a little bit. They've already burned a minute off this drive in about 2 plays, and on 3rd and 10, I get the feeling they're going to maybe try to extend it with sort of a bootleg, perhaps an option, but this seems like an opportunity for just a normal drop-back pass for Coleman Kerr. We'll see what they like to do.
Wildcats still have 2 timeouts in their pocket if they can get a stop here. They can stop it. There's a fake handoff on the sweep, and taking it up the middle, Coleman Kerr. He picks up 3 yards, but that will be a punt being forced by the defense. And let's see, Louisiana College has not called the timeout. They're letting the clock run. It's 2 minutes now left to go in the first half, and I'm not sure I understand this because you've got Southwestern punting into the wind. You think you could get good field position here.
Yeah, and the Pirates, as we mentioned, seem content to letting it run down. You would think that clock management would say call the timeout here and as soon as you force 4th down, because they're not going to go for it on 4th and 7 from their own 28.
No, in fact, Southwestern just hanging out waiting for the timeout to be called once the play clock runs down, and there it goes. So the Pirates will use their final timeout of the half. I mean, I don't understand that one for the Wildcats at all. You just let an extra 40 seconds burn off the clock.
Only one set of downs, and they burned about 2 minutes.
Yeah, now you're going to get the ball back with less than a minute and a half to go. You still have 2 timeouts in your pocket, but you would have had the ball 2+ minutes to go and 1 timeout on very likely what will be a short field because the wind blowing so hard towards that north end zone. Chuck, you got any idea on this one, man?
No, actually, I don't know why they didn't call a timeout. We'll get to see what Victor Winfield can do here into the wind coming out of Aarhus, Denmark. We'll see what kind of leg he has here.
All right, so it will be Winfield kicking away to Carl Lewis, who lines up pretty deep at his own 35. Winfield punts it away. Lewis comes up on it at the 40. He has to catch it right at his shoestrings, and no return there, but he does secure the football. So a minute 24 to go now for the Wildcats, and they get the ball at their own 40-yard line.
Yeah, probably one last word on that. The way this defense has been playing, I suppose maybe they just didn't want to give the ball back to Southwestern with plenty of time.
It's completely plausible, Louisiana College likes to throw the ball, so you get some first downs. It's college football. You can stop the clock, but conventional wisdom says you call the timeout there.
Yeah, I agree, especially since all they've been getting are field goal attempts at best.
Well, here's 1st and 10, Louisiana College from their own 40. Southwestern showing heat here. I think they'll bring the blitz. Sending a man in motion, Southwestern backs out. Back to pass. It's Palermo. He'll step up. He will throw to the far sideline. Got a man, and what a grab near the sideline by Micah Dunn at the 39-yard line to get his toes down. Palermo got that one right before he got drilled. It's a 21-yard gain.
Yeah, well, this is the 3rd time that Palermo's been able to march them down the field on some deep passes.
1st and 10, Palermo. Clock stopped with a minute 15. He'll drop back. Looks, fires to the near sideline. That ball is incomplete. They'll say it bounced up to the receiver, Jared Simpson. They tried to back shoulder one just a little bit, and he trapped it.
Man, at least that's what the official says, but I get the feeling Simpson might have come down with that one way too close for us to tell up here. I didn't have my binoculars on to see that, but the official's right there, and I assume that he got it.
I know who was near that play. Chuck, what'd you think?
It looked like a catch to me as well, although there were some rubber pellets flying, but it looked like his hands were underneath it.
Quick throw, far sideline, intercepted by Southwestern. Back across the 50, to the 40, 30, 20, tail lights, fire the cannons, touchdown Pirates. Rosario Hernandez takes it 80 yards.
Wow, Rosario Hernandez all over the field today, and right there he jumped the route, exactly timing it, and the Wildcats didn't know what hit him until all they saw was number 24 and Hernandez going down that left sideline, and I think he even showboated a little angling back in to get into the end zone.
Hernandez taking one the other way. That is his second pick of the year, the first one for a touchdown. Extra point attempt on the way for Will Erbst, as Southwestern's defense is making a statement here tonight. Erbst kicks it through, and your score with 56 seconds to go in the second quarter. The Pirates extend the lead 37-3.
Man, I think that was probably the one thing that this dominant defensive performance in the first half was missing, a pick six, and Hernandez goes ahead and provides that. Man, I suppose the Wildcats really wish they had taken that time out now, right around now, but now they're going to get the ball back on a kickoff with 56 seconds left.
56 seconds on the clock. Southwestern in a dominating performance here in the opening quarter of play, or the opening half of play, rather. This has been something to behold here at Birkelbach Field tonight.
Man, you have to love no place like home and playing these home openers. I think the Pirates amped up, and they didn't let that high emotion get to them. If anything, it's elevated their performance. And as Chuck said, they look better tonight than they did in Sewanee. And Sewanee was a 47-7 victory. Pirates well on their way to eclipsing that 47 points.
Oh, the Pirates just all over the Wildcats tonight. And if you're Coach Austin, this is the kind of performance that you look at and think, okay, this team, especially, offenses look great, but the defense, I mean, my gosh, that's a defense that can carry you through the season.
Yeah, Coach Austin, always the perfectionist, looking for ways to improve, but he won't have too many notes so far in this first half, I would have to say.
I was at practice Wednesday, and the defense dominated the day, and he looked at the offense as Erbst kicks it away here. High line drive kick fielded by Carl Lewis at the 10-yard line. Lewis cuts up to the 20, and he is taken down at the 22. Perfect coverage out there by Southwestern, and number 34, J.J. Slack, on the coverage.
Yeah, Slack doing a good job getting to the Carl Lewis, and as 6 seconds come off on that return, we've seen, again, Palmero get down the field quickly, but he hasn't been able to really do too much. And then Hernandez now really tracked that long pass the last time. I wonder what the Wildcats are going to do, because those safeties are ready to bite on those deep passes now as they play behind the sticks.
Well, Palermo drops back, throws across the middle. It is caught and then hit immediately is Lucas Cormier. Hayden Smith there on the tackle. Pickup of 7, 2nd and 4.
Yeah, good lick by Smith not to let Cormier get his feet under him.
35 seconds to go in the first half now, and timeout called. I think a Southwestern player a little slow to get up. Yeah, that's number 10, Hayden Smith, the man who made the tackle. So they will sub him off.
Yeah, sometimes when you're the one laying the lick and you also take a little damage, and I think the Pirates just burned that time out so they didn't have any kind of substitution infraction.
37-3 Southwestern as Louisiana College trying to put some points on the board before the half. Palermo throws far side. It is incomplete. Ball was intended for Zion Williams. Looked like Southwestern may have gotten there a touch early, but no flag on the play as Jackson Reese is there with the coverage.
Yeah, really good job by the sophomore cornerback, Reese. Go ahead and call that fair timing, as there's no flag, and as long as there's no flag, that means that he got there at the right time.
My opinion doesn't matter. That's what I've learned. 3rd down, 4 to go from the 29-yard line for Louisiana College. Snap to Palermo, throws far side. That ball complete. We'll see where they mark this. The feet would have gotten a first down, but I don't know if the ball was actually at the first down marker for Zion Williams, and in fact, they do mark him about half a yard short.
Yeah, let's see what this Southwestern offense will be able to do with 24 seconds, probably around 20 seconds when it's all said and done. But
I was going to say the Wildcats may choose to go for this, but They will send the punting unit out there.
I wouldn't, the way this Southwestern defense has been playing. And Castilleja, he's been having to call for fair catches, but maybe this time around he'll see what he can do on a return.
Yeah, you got to step back a few extra yards here with the wind at the back of the punter, Colin LaHaye. He'll boot this one away. A high spiraling kick. Looks like a top in the air. It is fumbled around. Southwestern, though, able to come down with it. Castilleja and his teammate, Max Patton, actually both were going after the ball and kind of converge on it at the same time.
Yeah, Castilleja and Patton sharing a little laugh as they really kind of lucked out right there as Castilleja was saying my ball and called for the fair catch, and Patton bumped into him, and well, I guess all is well that ends well. And 16 seconds here. Pirates not much of a passing team. We'll see if they elect to try and push it down the field into the wind.
16 seconds to go. Southwestern lines up at their own 27. They may decide just to take a knee, but well, they're going to send Brandenburg out in motion. Handoff from Kerr up the middle to Woods. He's got room across the left to the 35. That's Smith, excuse me. And Elijah Smith will push out to the 37-yard line. It's a first down.
Yeah, it seemed like the Wildcats were content on giving up a run play, but they shouldn't have tried to. They should have tried to keep them in bounds, and a good job getting out of bounds. And Pirates, with no timeouts left, are going to try and have to take advantage of a couple passing plays now, I think.
11-yard pickup. Here's first and 10. Handoff again to Elijah Smith. He'll try to bounce it out to the near side. He's going to go backwards as he goes down around the 36-yard line. And that will end the first half of play. A dominant one for the Southwestern Pirates as they lead it 37-3 over Louisiana College Wildcats. We'll throw it down to Mr. Chuck Gracie here in just a second for a word with Coach Austin. Chuck.
Thank you, guys. Coach, pretty good performance. Asked you about what would be a surprise going into today. The defense, really not surprising, continues their good level of play from Tennessee. Talk about your defense.
Yeah, defense doing a great job. We are getting hurt on the one thing we didn't want to get hurt on, and that's a deep pass down the sideline. So we still can get better, but our defense is certainly doing a great job. They scored, they blocked a punt, so a lot of really good things in the first half.
So you have some young guys playing at a key position offensively. They've looked pretty good in both of them. Talk about those guys.
Yeah, those guys are very good athletes. They haven't had the reps, but you can see that they're very good players. And, of course, our defense put them in some good situations, right? Some short fields, but both Coleman, Kerr, and Landry Gilpin have done a good job at quarterback, taking care of the football, and that's a big key.
It doesn't hurt to have the experience at wide receiver and running backs that you do offensively.
Well, yeah, that's what we're trying to rely on, is that we've got good backs to hand it to and good wings to pitch it to, and we'll go from there.
Keep up the work, Coach.
Okay, thanks, guys.
Thank you. Back to you.
All right, thanks so much, Chuck. Your score at the half here on SHN Sports. The Southwestern University Pirates lead the Louisiana College Wildcats by a score of 37-3. Here's how all the scoring went down here in the first half. It was 7-0 Southwestern early in the ball game after the teams traded a few punts. A 9-yard touchdown run from Elijah Smith to cap off a 4-play, 47-yard drive, and that made it 7-0. Again, a few more punts traded before Southwestern kicked a field goal, making it 10-0 in the first quarter. Then early in the second, after Louisiana College missed a field goal, Southwestern able to go 80 yards. A couple of big runs by Landry Gilpin, one for 43 yards, the other a 29-yard run for a score. The drive lasted 2 minutes, 25 seconds, and took just 5 plays to go 80 yards. And your score at that point, 17-0. Louisiana College would then fumble the ensuing kickoff. Southwestern recovered, and they would take a 29-yard drive, 6 plays before Gilpin able to punch one in from the 1-yard line. 23-0, the extra point missed on a fumbled snap. After a punt blocked by the defense from Southwestern, the Pirates would get the short field one more time, this time taking over at the 18. It took just one play for Coleman Kerr to find Anthony Stevens for a touchdown over the middle. 30-0 the count there. Louisiana College would finally get on the board with a long drive and kick a 28-yard field goal, but Southwestern added one more score right before the half. It was a 70-yard interception return for a touchdown from Rosario Hernandez. And that is your score at the half here at Birkelbach Field. Southwestern impressive so far over Louisiana College by a score of 37-3.
Yeah, and, we talk about that defense being impressive, and if you look at the team comparison, I'd have to say that going 0 for 7 on third downs for Louisiana College is a major reason that the Pirates are ahead by so much. If you can go ahead and force that punting unit out 7 out of 7 times on third down, that'll do wonders for how you're going to look on the scoreboard.
Your halftime stats as we look across the team comparisons for the first down, Southwestern leads that one 14-7. Southwestern has not had a penalty charged against them so far. Actually, I don't think the penalties are right because I know I've seen a few flags out there. Southwestern 4 of 9 on third down, though, and Louisiana College 0 for 7, as Carl just mentioned. So far, Southwestern's run 39 plays to Louisiana College's 37, 262 yards so far for Southwestern to Louisiana College's 202. And for Southwestern, they are just dominating the ground game so far. 30 rushing attempts for 167 yards, averaging 5.6 per carry. If you're looking at individual stats, Coleman Kerr 5 for 8 for 95 yards and a touchdown through the air. Landry Gilpin 0 for 1 through the air, but 5 carries for 52 yards and 2 touchdowns for him. David Brandenburg's got 4 carries for 52 yards, averaging 13 a carry. Elijah Smith, 11 carries for 34 yards so far. Kalen Heim has 3 carries for 16. And Coleman Kerr at quarterback, 7 for 13 so far today. On the receiving side, everybody's got 1 catch. Joey Robinson with a catch for 33. Elijah Smith with a catch for 25. Stevens with a touchdown grab from 18 yards out. Castilleja with a catch for 12. And Brandenburg with a catch for 7. So, Carl, I mean, really just a dominating half for Southwestern. And if you're Coach Austin, I know he said there's still things to improve on, but what's your message at halftime right now?
Definitely the one thing that I think, as you heard him say, Palmero getting those passes down the sideline, resulting in some pretty good looks to get them in field goal position. Everything else has been pretty good. They've been able to limit the run. They've been able to stop the short passes, and they've been able to do a great job, excellent tackling. As soon as the ball gets into the hands of a receiver or as soon as they're able to shed the blockers, they've been able to make sure that nobody sheds the tacklers. And that's really something that I think this defense can almost pride themselves on as they go ahead and are looking at what would have been it's only a field goal score by the Wildcats on the games the last 2 years that have been close. I think this is maybe the season that Joe Austin in the American Southwest Conference takes the next step, and it's going to be a lot because of how dominating this defense can be.
Well, let's try to get you some scoreboard updates if we can across the ASC. Going on live right now, the number 1 ranked defending national champion Mary Hardin Baylor Crusaders on top of Belhaven. That game being played here in Texas, 23-6 your score there. Southwestern's next opponent next week down in Seguin, Texas Lutheran. They lead East Texas Baptist 21-14. That game just kicking back off in the third quarter. And 2 others have gone final this afternoon. The number 9 ranked Hardin Simmons Ball Club over Howard Payne 63-20. And Sul Ross State 21-7 victors over McMurray. That game played up in Abilene. Also, some Division I scores of interest in the area and in the top 25 tonight. Oregon at the half leads Stanford 14-3. Old Dominion looking to pull an upset at Virginia. 17-7 your score there, about to go to the half in Charlottesville. Texas State locally playing a heck of a game with Georgia State. 17-17 at the half. Remember, Georgia State went to Tennessee in week 1 and knocked off the Volunteers. Down in Houston, Baylor on top of Rice 14-3. That game late in the second quarter. Clemson, number 1 in the country, they're shutting out Charlotte in the second, 24-0. Down in Austin, Texas, all over Oklahoma State in the second, 14-3. San Jose State leads Arkansas 14-7. That game in the second quarter right now. North Texas 14-0 over UTSA. Notre Dame and Georgia still in the first quarter. They are scoreless. And finals elsewhere earlier today, Alabama 49-7 winners over Southern Miss. Number 4 LSU puts up 66 points, and they beat Vanderbilt 66-38 in Nashville. Florida upends Tennessee 34-3. That makes 15 out of 16 in that rivalry for the Florida Gators. Wisconsin pounds Michigan today 35-14 in a game at Camp Randall. Cal goes into Oxford and beats Ole Miss 28-20. Syracuse over Western Michigan 52-33, a bounce-back game for Dino Babers Ball Club. Boston College bounces back after losing to Kansas last week, 30-16 over Rutgers. Iowa State 72-20 winners over a pretty good UL Monroe team. Remember, that Monroe team lost by a point in overtime to Florida State earlier this year. Indiana trounces UConn 38-3. Michigan State's offense wakes up today at Northwestern. They go put 31 points on the board, 31-10 your score there. Let's see, who else we got going on? Number 6, Ohio State, 76-5 over Miami. Miami led that game 5-0. Miami of Ohio, I should say. 76-5 your final. In College Station, the number 8 Auburn Tigers take down the number 17 Texas A&M Aggies 28-20 today. So Auburn moves to 4-0. UCF taken down at Pitt today. Pat Narduzzi's club takes down the UCF Knights 35-34 on a reverse pass late in the ball game to pick up the win there, and Central Florida goes down. That's their first regular season loss in, I think, 2.5 years.
27 games straight, I think that ends the streak.
That's a long streak that's gone. Washington, a week after BYU takes down USC, and they beat Tennessee 2 weeks earlier, BYU gets trounced at home by Washington, 45-19, the Huskies. Looking good there. SMU takes down TCU today, 41-38, up in the Metroplex. Big win up there for SMU. Tulsa survives Wyoming, 24-21. And Florida State, 35-24 victors over Louisville. Appalachian State goes to Chapel Hill and beats Mac Brown's ball club, 34-31 for Appalachian State today. Miami of Florida survives Central Michigan, 17-12. Mississippi State bounces back after losing to K-State last week. They beat Kentucky 28-13. Missouri all over South Carolina 34-14. West Virginia goes into Lawrence and just gets out of there with a victory, 29-24 over Kansas. And New Mexico in a shootout with New Mexico State, 55-52. A few more games later on tonight in Division I. We'll keep you updated after this one's over with one more full look at that scoreboard as well. Here in Georgetown, 37-3 your score. The Southwestern University Pirates all over the Louisiana College Wildcats. We're going to step aside for just a few minutes. We'll come back with the second half action here from Birkelbach Field. Stick around. Glad to have you along on SHN Sports. Well, back here at Birkelbach Field, we rejoin you one more time as the Southwestern University Pirates lead the Louisiana College Wildcats by a score of 37-3. About a minute and a half to go before we kick off the second half of play here in Georgetown. Southwestern has just been all over Louisiana College from the jump. The defense, Carl, playing very, very well tonight.
Yeah, and you can't say enough about this defense. The only thing you could have asked for was the pick six, and they ended up getting that as their final score of the first half from Rosario Hernandez, who took it to the opposite side of the field into the end zone as he jumped in the passing lane and was able to get in from that route. Overall, I think they've done a solid job of bending, not breaking it. Really, the main threat that Louisiana College has shown is throwing with the wind at their back down. Otherwise, they haven't produced much offense.
So 37-3 your score as we move to the second half here. Brad Tillery, Carl showing up here in the booth. Chuck Tracy down on the sideline. I want to thank the rest of our crew as well. Mickey Holden on camera, Dave England down on the sideline camera, Michael Francis running the board up here, and Nathan Height, our director / engineer, here in the booth. It will be Brandon Hayden kicking it away for Louisiana College. And that one is a low kick fielded by the upback at the 34 and crossing out to the 45-yard line for Southwestern. Let's see if we can't get the number there. It's number 39 for Southwestern. Dawson Gonzalez, I do believe, for the catch.
Yeah, take the solid field position there, and the first drive here of the second half to try and pour it on. They scored 47 against Sewanee, and I'd say the new goal is to set a new season high of points scored.
37-3, 14:55 as we have the first drive of the second half. Southwestern with great field position to start their opening drive of the half at the 43. Kerr fakes, now will step back, throws, got a man wide open to the 30, down to the 20, 10, touchdown Pirates, fire the cannons. David Brandenburg takes it to the house from 57 yards.
Yeah, Brandenburg had a 66-yarder in Sewanee, and here he has a explosive play yet again and tacks on a few more points. I said that 47-plus points would be the goals, and it looks like they're going to get that all right, I would have to say. Here they are, 43 before the point after attempt.
Kerr to Brandenburg, first play for 57 yards. For Kerr, that is his second passing touchdown of the game. Extra point should be on the way. It is up. It is good. And your score, one play into the second half, the Pirates have extended the lead to 44-3.
Yeah, well, you know, that go route, that's one of the best ones that you can have if you're playing video games, and I'm sure Brandenburg loves to run that, and go he went into the end zone.
Well, nice job by Kerr to sell the run, too. He kind of jab-stepped, little option fake forward before stepping back, setting his feet. And by the time he did that, Brandenburg was just past the entire defense. And I'll tell you what, the Pirates really mixing up their calls very well tonight. Chuck, you're down on the sidelines, man. You saw what we just saw where he's wide open, but you got to credit also the play call and the job of Kerr to hold those defenders back.
I agree with that, and it's obviously a coaching thing that the offensive staff saw in the first half, that they went in and decided they were going to take advantage of it on play one. And they had an opportunity to get a touchdown to Brandenburg early over the top. The Louisiana College defender at that time did the right thing and just tackled Brandenburg before the ball got here. Brandenburg got open this time, and you see what he can do in the open field.
Well, it's the second touchdown pass for Kerr tonight. His other went to Anthony Stevens back in the first half. Kick away. back with the wind, and that'll hit all the way out through the end zone for a touchback. So Louisiana College will start it at their own 25.
Yeah, and as you see, a little bit of action there for the guy guarding the gate entry to the field as he finally gets a little bit of a touch there, and is thanks to such a powerful kick, wind at the back. We're not seeing any returns really off of kickoffs. I think we've seen only a couple, and all those coming from the Wildcats, as Southwestern really showing a strong performance, not needing to receive the kickoff that much.
Well, the defense for Southwestern back out there in that 3-3-5 look. Handoff up the middle, bouncing off the pile, now across the 30 to the 35, stumbling forward out to the 40 is Aaron Woods. Taken down by Rosario Hernandez there to save more of the big run, but that's a 16-yard gain and a first down.
Yeah, Hernandez being the safety, doing his job, making sure that didn't go further than it needed to go.
Looks like Lalonde is back in at quarterback. He is, and the handoff to Woods around the left side. He is met at the line of scrimmage, and he will go no further. So no gain on that play, second down.
Yeah, there's an interesting trend that I guess I just noticed now. Lalonde going towards the south end zone, and Palmero going towards the north end zone so far. And I wonder if they have sort of an into the wind, with the back of the wind quarterback switching scenario. Who knows?
Landon Lalonde fakes the handoff. He'll throw across the middle. It is incomplete, thrown at the feet of his intended receiver. That was Jared Simpson with the target. And here comes third down.
And I might be mistaken, but I thought that Ben Brockman got a hand on that when it was in the air to change the trajectory of that football, and bringing up third down. And they were 0 for 7, Wildcats were, in the first half on third down conversions.
Here comes third down and 9 for the Wildcats. For the Wildcats as he drops back to pass. Lalonde with time, throws deep across the middle. Got a man, that's caught at the 40. And out to the 30-yard line goes number 2, Zion Williams. That's a long pickup of 28 on the play and a first down.
Might have been the broadcaster jinx there. I apologize. The first third down
We've
conversion.
each done it tonight. It's okay.
Yeah, the first third down conversion of the game for the Wildcats.
Handoff over the left side there, and up to the 24-yard line goes Connor Maples.
Maples with carry out the backfield, short gain on the play. Bring up second down and 7.
Second down. Lalonde moves Maples to his left. Hands it off, fakes it now up the middle, and a short little flat pass, and it caught but immediately stopped. It was caught by number 2, Zion Williams. Rosario Hernandez playing a heck of a game tonight, read it well.
Yeah, Hernandez has been on those passing routes pretty clearly, and as soon as that ball gets out of the hands of the quarterback, whichever one it might be, he seems to be on track and able to get to where they need to go.
Third down, 8 to go now for the Pirates. For the Wildcats. Ball at the Pirate 28. Maple stays in the backfield with Landon Lalonde. Drops back to pass. Throws towards the end zone, and that will be incomplete. Intended out there for Jared Simpson. Good coverage on the play for Southwestern, as Jackson Reese had the coverage there. Here comes fourth down.
Yeah, Reese had his toes on the heels of Simpson, but regardless, I think that pass just a little bit overthrown, and again throwing into the wind, maybe a little too much juice, overcompensating for this strong gust that's still continuing. It's been a factor all game.
Fourth down, 8. Louisiana College is going to go for it here from the Southwestern 28. They trail it by 41, and time is called. Actually, nope, they're going to call for a false start. Looked like they might have gotten a timeout in, but instead Louisiana College Wildcats will back up 5 more, so here comes 4th and 13.
Yeah, well, that makes this fourth down a little bit harder to try and convert. First time they're going for it on fourth down in this ball game, and Yeah, the longer pass needed here.
Well, kind of in no man's land. You can't really punt. You're going into the wind. You're out of field goal range, so, or likely out of field goal range with the wind at your back. So here is 4th down. Snap back to Lalonde. It's low. He tries to pick it up. He's tackled at the 41, and Southwestern, led by Hayden Smith, will get off the field, and a good stand for the defense.
Yeah, and that's why I think they should have punted it right there, not because anything that can go wrong will go wrong in this case for the Wildcats, but earlier in this game they punted into the wind and it worked in their favor because it kind of hung up and landed inside the 10. Obviously the Pirates still took that down for a scoring drive, but in that particular case, the mishandled snap gives the Pirates a really good field position to start.
So here we go, 44-3, Southwestern leads it. They get the ball at the 42-yard line of Louisiana College at the 12:09 mark. And actually Southwestern's own 42. There's a pitch back to Brandenburg. He'll get out to the 47 and a pickup of 5.
Yeah, a little push out there by Gerald Burton, making sure that ended the drive, or ended the run, but solid gain here as I think in the long term, they keep the clock running, but I think in the long term they'd want to stay inside and keep that clock running.
2nd down and 6 to go. They'll credit a 6-yard, 4 to go rather. They'll credit a 6-yard gain on the last play. Coleman Kerr, the quarterback. Turns around, fakes the handoff. He'll option out right and cut up the field across the 50 out to the 49. So that'll bring up 3rd and short.
Yeah, I was almost able to shake up Jacob Jofferin, but instead Jofferin was able to wrap him up and prevent him getting that 1st down. And Coleman Kerr, who had the lowest yard per carry average at halftime, goes ahead and picks up 3 yards and just needed 4 to get that 1st down.
3rd down, 1 to go now for the Pirates at the Wildcat 49. As we play under the lights now, turn around, handoff up the middle. That's going to go for a 1st down out to the 45-yard line. Looked to be Elijah Smith on the carry. He was tackled by Zach Thomas, the linebacker. That will move the chains for the Pirates.
Yeah, they go ahead and move him, and it's really a dangerous backfield. Not too many traditional handoffs, but between Elijah Smith and Kalen Heim, if they did want to run a more traditional run game, they have the backs to do it.
3 down lineman here for Louisiana College. Pretty interesting set considering how much running Southwestern does. There's a quick little flip out to Smith on the far side. Now he's going to try to cut it back near side. Finally just get upfield and gets back to the original line of scrimmage. Actually, that may have been Kalen Heim.
Yeah, Heim making,
that was Heim. Yep.
Yeah, Heim making something out of nothing right there, and by something meaning no gain. When he got that swing pass, he was a solid 4 yards back behind the line of scrimmage, and I think he was looking for a block, but unable to do anything was Coleman Kerr, and he just kind of ducked past Coleman Kerr to get back to where the play started.
Landry Gilpin in the ball game now at quarterback. Gilpin with a straight run up the middle on the QB draw, and it won't matter. Southwestern will be whistled for a false start here.
Yeah, well, that's unfortunate, as Gilpin sort of expected to have a more standard running play, and usually they don't pass when he's in, which is going to be an interesting trend to see if that changes throughout the season. He'll come back in here and they'll try and play from behind the chains on 2nd down.
So Gilpin stays in the ball game, ball right at midfield on the far hash mark. Louisiana College showing blitz. They'll bring it. Gilpin stutters. That's behind the line of scrimmage. Flag comes in, and Gilpin is spun down at the line of scrimmage. Let's see what the call is. The flag was thrown in the area of holding.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a hold, but there was also a horse collar there on Gilpin that they're not calling, and I didn't see a flag thrown afterwards, but Gilpin got brought down violently from the backside, and this hold's probably going to back up Southwestern even more and replay this down.
Southwestern number 75, athletic decline.
Hold is the call, but Southwestern won't be backing up as Louisiana College will take the no gain in the 3rd and 15 instead of the 10 yards.
Interesting decision, but I suppose it's their choice there to try and see if they'll convert on 3rd down.
So here's Coleman and Kerr. He'll fake the handoff, take it himself, and dive forward for a couple of yards. Southwestern will be forced to punt. They'll bring up 4th down and 13.
Bring up 4th down.
Yeah, I suppose in the end there it is the right call. I guess more eager to get back to possessing the football than putting the ball further back are the Wildcats here. And they'll go ahead and, I guess, in the end, make the right decision, not taking that holding penalty and still comfortably in charge of the Pirates.
44-3 Southwestern leads, 8:30 to go here in the 3rd quarter of play. High snap, taken down and booted away. Very well done by Victor Winfield. A fair catch called for and made at the 8-yard line by Carl Lewis. Winfield had several guys around him as he was kicking that ball away. It was a high snap that he's able to pull down and then just wisely dropped it quick and just put a boot to it.
Yeah, Winfield usually takes like a one-step gather, if you will, maybe to his right to get a little more power behind that right leg, but perhaps because he had the wind at his back, he just sent that high and as long as he can to make sure it didn't get blocked. And man, what a job right there to send that one inside the 10.
That punt will net 39 yards, but more importantly, the Wildcats backed up inside their own 10. 1st and 10 for Louisiana College at the 9. They have been unable to get anything really going against this Southwestern defense all day.
Palmero back in, huh?
It is Palmero in there. Handoff to Woods around the right side. He'll stutter step and tried to shake a man, couldn't do so. No gain on the play. Tackled by Josiah Minifield. And number 41, Brian Estrada, was in there as well.
Yeah, nice job getting to the backfield, making sure that there was no gain as Wood was able to just kind of lower his shoulder and get back. But, man, Southwestern just, despite the score, still on top of everything.
They're flying to the football tonight. 2nd down, 10 to go for the Wildcats. Fake the handoff. Nope, Woods does get it up the middle. Plunges ahead to the 13-yard line. Hayden Smith on the tackle.
Yeah, Smith with a nice little ankle swipe to keep that gain to a minimal. And here's another 3rd down opportunity for the Wildcats. And Pirates can force a 3 and out. They might be able to get that 50 points before the 4th quarter.
The Pirates have been forcing 3rd and long all night. Here they find themselves defensively in another positive situation. 3rd and 7 for the Wildcats. Palermo drops back, throws across the middle. He's got a man. It's caught for a 1st down. Heck of a strike from the backup quarterback, Sal Palermo, to find Zion Williams. And that'll put the ball out to the 26-yard line. A pickup of 13 on the play. Rosario Hernandez at the defense.
And that's enough.
Bringing them down.
First set down for Louisiana.
Yeah, a couple 3rd down conversions here in the 2nd half, but perhaps too little too late as they went 0 for 7 in the 1st half when this game was pretty much lost for the Wildcats.
Sal Palermo the 3rd sends Williams in motion. They will hand it to Williams on the fly sweep. He's able to pick up just a yard. Well read there by the defensive front for Southwestern. Nick Smith, the senior, on the tackle.
2nd down.
2nd down, 9 to go here.
Yeah, and that clock keeps moving. That's pretty much the most important thing, defense keeping them inside the lines.
And I would imagine the Wildcats are probably just thinking, trying to get some momentum going before next week's game as Palermo looking to the far sideline. It's complete. He's got Jared Simpson, the freshman receiver who has 4 touchdowns on the season so far. That's a gain of 10 and a 1st down.
You know, I understand wanting to keep everybody in practice and making sure that this game it doesn't open back up, but we talk about all the returning defensive players. Now's a good opportunity to maybe get some development for the youth.
Snap back, and in his face, Palermo able to get that ball away. And out to the 44-yard line goes Lucas Cormier. Credit Sal Palermo there for getting that ball out of his hands because it looked like number 10, Hayden Smith, was in his face. Maybe it was It was Evan Villastrigo. My apologies, folks.
They're taking their time here.
They're slowing down here. 10 seconds to go on the play clock. Second down, 3. Handoff up the middle. That's Maples, and he is stuck behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of 1 there. To be Garrett Womack in on the tackle.
Yeah, Womack, one of the leaders on that defense, had the post-game interview with us last week. He's super pumped about this season finally getting rolling. And, you know, we talked about in the pregame, the first of 9 straight weeks of football, all conference games here for the Pirates. And keep that high energy up. He certainly won't have that issue.
4 wide receivers set here. 2 on each side for Louisiana College. 3rd and 3. Drop back. Palermo throws near side. It was in and out of the hands of Zion Williams. Would have been a first down if he could have come down with it. Now we've got some extracurricular activity behind the play.
Yeah, I think another whistle also to stop as Micah Dunn was a little slow to get up. But still, here comes the punting unit. And you know, like I said earlier, and I didn't really clarify, the Pirates pretty much just want to keep the ball inside the sidelines to get this win officially on the record, get out with as few injuries as possible. Austin Emery not playing today as he got hurt Thursday in practice, so, you know, hopefully he's okay, but just avoiding injuries is almost the goal now, as it looks like the Pirates have this one well in hand.
Punt away, a spiraling high kick, driving the return man back. That is Castilleja. And he'll be taken down at the 11-yard line. So Southwestern takes over from there after the Wildcats, while they didn't score, it was a productive drive for them. They started inside their own 10, at least flipped the field against the Pirates.
Yeah, a great punt right there. And, you know, I just want to take this moment to thank everybody for tuning in, all 221 of you at the moment. Hey, please hit like, subscribe, and keep up to date with all things Southwestern, as SHN Sports is your home for Southwestern football all season long.
And don't forget, we got the Coaches Show every week during the week as well. Not to mention all kinds of high school action in the Texas area, especially here in Central Texas and all over the state now for SHN. Here's an option on the near side. That is Kerr. He'll be ridden down from behind at about the 17-yard line. Flag came in late as the tackle was being made.
Tackle made by Joffrey.
Yeah, and I think that could be a horse collar, as they've kind of gone for that back a little bit.
Face mask. Louisiana College.
Close enough.
Either way, it's a 15-yard penalty against Louisiana College. It's a face mask called against the Wildcats, so add on 15 to the play. 6-yard gain, so that's going to be a 21-yard play all in for Southwestern. They were backed up to their own 11. Now the ball spotted at their own 32. 4:15 to go here in the third stanza. Snap to Kerr. He'll take it himself up the middle. That's Gilpin, actually, and he's out to the 40-yard line. Landry Gilpin showing the wheels tonight. Great running ability out of the quarterback position. And Joe Perrin was there on the tackle.
Yeah, Gilpin, obviously one of the better athletes, and when you talk about the direct snap coming to the quarterback, and he's one of the more dangerous threats in terms of being a shifty runner, he can go ahead and really make some interesting things happen with his legs, and he sets up a second and short, and the way the offense has been going, they might pick up a first down pretty quick here.
Blitz coming, and Gilpin's going to keep it around the near side. He's got room after making a man miss. He'll shake and bake his way out to the 48-yard line of Louisiana College. It's a pickup of 12 on the play and a first down.
Yeah, pickup of 12 by number 12, and he evaded one tackle that looked for sure that he was going to get it. A defender had an angle on him, and he went ahead and bounced outside and made a miss and got the first down.
Winding down to 3 minutes to go here in the third quarter, with Southwestern comfortably ahead by 41. In motion, Castilleja. He'll take it on the sweep, going around the right side. Picks up a block. He's got the sideline. Down to the 35, to the 30. Cuts back inside to the 20-yard line. Keeps fighting, and he's all the way down inside the 20. at the 15. Donald Gibson finally brings him down, but not before Southwestern's Austin Castilleja picks up 34 yards.
Yeah, Gibson saves the touchdown there, but he was very close to being shed off, and that would have been Castilleja taking it to the house for 6. Instead, they go ahead and move the chains, and the Pirates enter the red zone.
So 1st and 10 Southwestern, officially mark him out at the 16-yard line. Coleman Kerr back in at quarterback. He's got Devin Shaw in the backfield with him. Shaw can't seem to find his position exactly. Now he's set. Moving up into an up-back position. 2 seconds on the play clock. They just get it off. Kerr fakes the handoff, throws across the middle, got a man. It is incomplete, but it looks like there's going to be a penalty against the Wildcats as Gerald Burton got there just a bit too early, defending David Brandenburg over the middle.
Yeah, I thought Brandenburg was able to pull that down, but yeah, they do call the PI, and that'll probably be the right call, as that was close. I was watching through my binoculars and didn't quite see what happened right before, but either way, Pirates inch that much closer and have a 1st and goal set up.
Ball spotted at the 2 for Southwestern on the right hash mark. Kerr stays in the ball game at quarterback with 2:12 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Heavy set formation. Snap back to Kerr. He'll stutter step, taking up the middle himself. He is no motion yet. In, fire the cannons, touchdown Pirates.
Yeah, a little bit of a slow call right there, but it was pretty much a no-doubter from my angle. I probably had a better angle than those officials on the goal line, and valiant effort by Zach Thomas to try and keep him out of the end zone, but his wrap-up at the legs actually kept him able to fall into the end zone and not touch his knee down. So just a straight line drive right through the middle of the trenches, and the Pirates have a new season high, only in their 2nd game of the season after putting up 47 on Sewanee.
Coleman Kerr with the 2-yard touchdown plunge to cap off the drive. Extra point is blocked, and so that will be no good. And your score with 2 minutes, 3 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter, Southwestern Pirates lead it 50-3 over the Louisiana College Wildcats.
What is it with you, me, and blowout football games?
The last few weeks, man, we've had a few. We've been called a high school game on Thursday night that was 56-0 down in Austin. 2 weeks ago, we had one where it was close for the first half, and then the
Aikens
second
Cedar
half.
Creek.
Yeah,
that was a Cedar Creek victory, pretty handily, because Aikens didn't score in the 2nd half. But
we won't complain about this one, as the Pirates are all over the Wildcats tonight.
And we were talking off air about how we thought this was going to be a good game. I think we even said it in the pregame, honestly, on air, how these two teams have played some pretty good matchups, but here we are tonight, blowout from start to finish here for Southwestern.
2 years ago, a game down in Pineville, Louisiana, that Southwestern won 37-34 on a field goal with less than a minute to go. Last year they played up here in Georgetown, and Louisiana College picked up the victory, stopping Southwestern on a 2-point conversion with a minute and a half to go in the ball game, a 21-19 win there. So 5 combined points in the 2 times these teams met previously. But here tonight, Southwestern is to put this one to bed early, leading by 47 rather. Just shy of starting the 4th quarter.
Yeah, and we talked about this game perhaps being a barometer. It does show how much that I think the Southwestern defense has improved, and the offense has been pretty hard to stop as well.
Well, the run up and kick away with the win at the back, fielded at the 10-yard line by Tylen Cooper. And Cooper will take it out to the 22.
A
couple extracurriculars back there as the Southwestern
Major
George linebacker for Southwestern really laid a lick. I think Wildcats took exception, but hey, we're still playing football even if it's 50-0.
If I'm not mistaken, I was at practice today and I took some notes. I think Major George is the name I'm thinking of. He's got one of the best mustaches I've ever seen on a college kid. A minute 58 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Here's a turnaround and a handoff up the middle to Aaron Woods. Pick up a 3 there into the pile.
Backfield with the carry. Tackle made
Yeah,
by
a slew of
Hackett.
defenders there just getting in on the tackle as,
3-yard gain on the
you
play.
know,
Second down.
you'll take 3 yards there as a defense because you know you're probably going to have to force them to either make a throw or you'll tackle for a loss. But really, it's all this time ticking off that helps the Pirates because they're ready to get to Sunday practice, Sunday schedule tomorrow with this big victory.
Snap back to Sal Palermo, the quarterback. Throws out to the flat for his check down, and just a quick pickup of 2. Finds
Pass caught
Connor
by
Maples,
Maples on the near side.
pickup running back on the near side, so that'll bring up 3rd
Short
and
gain on the
5.
play. 3rd down.
Yeah, here we go. We've been talking about it. The Pirates have been pretty strong on 3rd downs. I think at the moment it's 2 for 10 for Louisiana College. I'll double check that, see if the live stats have been updated, but overall, really successful night for the defense in this situation.
3rd down, 5 to go, 45 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. Palermo steps up. Now he's going to scramble up the middle. He gets out to the 30, but he will be short of the 1st down. Good open field tackle there from Southwestern by Bernard Sincheri. And here comes 4th down for the Wildcats.
By number 36, Bernard.
Yeah, another 3rd down stop right there, and as we go ahead and wait for the live stats to load up again, we'll maybe get back to that as we have a whole nother quarter, and I imagine another 3rd down will happen.
I imagine that Louisiana College is going to let the clock run out here and punt this away with the wind at their back. They don't have to snap here, and they will choose to just do just that. So after 3 quarters of play, your score here at Birkelbach Field in Georgetown, the Southwestern Pirates on cruise control. They lead the Louisiana College Wildcats by a score of 50-3, and we'll bring Chuck Gracie back in. Chuck, it has been an impressive show so far. That 3rd quarter a little more workmanlike for the Pirates, but either way, you like what you see so far out of mixing up the play calling and the quarterbacks on the offensive side, and the defense is yet to take a break.
Both units are definitely playing well, and as Carl mentioned, you know, you want to keep guys from getting hurt, and so you want to try to run out your 2nd unit. Well, and they're doing that a little bit, but the problem is all the starters are in the coach's ears as well because they're having a lot of fun out there. And, of course, you do want to see those units work together here late and keep a focus because you get a big lead like this, you can lose focus and give up big plays, and the Pirates haven't done that to this point, and I think the coaching staff wants to see that they don't.
Yeah, I would imagine it's going to be a happy coaching staff once this game is over tonight. Chuck, thanks for the update down there. And we will check back in with you here in just a little bit as the Pirates are set to receive the punt to start the 4th quarter. 50-3, Southwestern leads Louisiana College here this evening. The game dominated from the outset by the Pirates. Punt away, fair catch called for, and the fair catch is made at his knees by number 2, Max Patton there.
Fair catch called for and made by Patton.
And, you know, hopefully we do start to see some of the youth being put out there for the Pirates as we mentioned 10 returners on the defensive side of the ball. So I think at a certain point, even though there are a lot of sophomores on this depth chart, you want to give some of the younger players opportunities because you want that experience on the 1st slot and depth chart, the youth on the 2nd, and big games like this to get that youth experience.
Coleman Kerr stays in, handoff to Casieja on the sweep over the left side. He'll cut up to 35, breaks out a 1 tackle, and then the ball comes out. It is recovered by Louisiana College. That took a bad bounce for Southwestern. It shot forward and stayed inbounds, and Joe Perrin falls on it.
I think they might rule him down before.
And is recovered by Louisiana.
That's what the officials are discussing. Was he down and then the ball came out after? In which case...
Now, was his momentum stopped? Has got to be the conversation. What'd you see down there, bud?
Yeah, I couldn't see it from our angle. I think maybe you might have had a better angle because it was right there on the Louisiana College sideline. It looked like to me his progress was stopped, but I couldn't tell if he was down.
The official will tell us now.
Ball was fumbled and touched by Louisiana College player who was out of bounds.
Still Southwestern's ball at the start of the ball game.
Well, there's your answer. Southwestern maybe catching a break as Perrin touched the ball while he was out of bounds, it appears. So Southwestern will actually see where they spot this officially. It's where the ball, I believe, was fumbled forward. You can't advance the ball any further.
That's a new one for me, though. I've never seen a fumble recovered by a player out of bounds. And
Actually, it happened earlier today in the Florida game. In the Florida-Tennessee game, he fumbled it, but he didn't reestablish himself. His foot was still out of bounds when he touched the ball. So therefore, the ball was out of bounds as well. So there's 2nd down and 2. They'll mark it 8 yards officially on the rush. Coming around near side, that's Heim. He'll cut up the field. He'll get himself a 1st down out to the 44.
Yeah, and Heim really lowers his shoulder into Gerald Burton, let him know what kind of physical runner he is. And he saw that he was going to get the tackle. Instead, he made him regret his decision. I think next time Mr. Heim has the ball, he might think twice about getting in his way.
Ball at the 44 of the Pirates. Southwestern leading by 47. We just got underway here in the 4th quarter. Fake handoff, and tackled there is Gilpin. The option was snuffed out by the Wildcats. Actually, that's Kerr still in.
Kerr with the quarterback keeper.
Yeah, I think we're starting to get into a little bit of depth here. As I don't catch on the depth chart the guy who made the tackle, Deontay Diggs, the defensive end. But yeah, but good read right there for the guy who's not on the depth chart, getting some reps here. As I mentioned earlier, it might as well work your youth in.
Yep. Well, here is Gilpin. He'll take the direct snap, run up the middle, and get across the 45. Pickup of about 2 on the play. That's 3rd down.
Galton with the quarterback keeper. Tackle made by number 93.
Oh, for the Pirates, as
there's a flag on the play.
There's a flag down late on the play. Excuse me here, folks. I will hold on. Let's see what the call is.
There's a block in the back. Southwestern
will go against Southwestern, block in the back, and a 10-yard penalty. So it should bring 2nd down back up for the Pirates.
Yeah, that does kind of hurt this drive a little bit, especially for a team that likes to keep the ball on the turf, and being put behind the chains has been sort of a drive killer for the Pirates in this ball game, but obviously it hasn't affected them too much, up 47 points in the board.
Well, the penalty negates the 2-yard gain, and here comes 2nd down and 15 now. Coleman Kerr back in, taking the snaps, turns around, hands it off over the left side, and just a few yards gained on the play by Brandon Jennings. I do believe Hayden Breaux out there with the tackle. And a couple of Louisiana College players down right now. See who the injured player is. Hopefully he's okay, though.
I think that's Hayden Breaux who made the tackle, and on that tackle, he kind of got kicked in the head. So hopefully he's okay.
Hopefully the young man is all right, as
do you happen to
checked on at 38.
Do you think Chuck saw it by chance?
Yeah, I don't know. Chuck, got any clue down there, bud?
Yeah, there was a lot of collision there in the backfield, and it looks like he lost play. And so if he was kicked, it was without protection, and so that may be why he is down.
We sure hope the young man's doing all right down there as he continues to be checked on around the 38-yard line. Haven't seen a whole lot of motion out of him. I don't know if they're checking his. Chuck, can you tell if they're checking his head or checking his leg down there?
It looks like they're checking for motion in his legs. They're just making sure that he doesn't move right now. They want to be sure, it looks like, that the injury, where the injury is, and to be sure that they can move him.
Yeah. Well, this is one of those situations, like you just said, Chuck, we've seen it a few times in college football, and if you watch enough football, you will find this occasionally where it is a physical sport. These things unfortunately happen sometimes, and you got to make sure he's okay for the well-being of the players first and foremost. Folks, if you're not familiar with Division III football and maybe you're tuning in for the first time, checking out Southwestern, it's not you get scholarship level players. This level of football, none of these guys are playing on football scholarship.
That's correct.
Yeah.
It's mostly academic scholarships, community service scholarships. They find ways for these guys to get in and have a little bit of paid route from other avenues, but no, athletic scholarships are not available at the NCAA Division III level. So in this particular case, it's one of those things where you hate to see injuries regardless, but yeah, these guys, a lot of them really playing for the love of the sport.
Well, while we have the delay here, we'll try to run a scoreboard update for you guys and get an update around the American Southwest Conference and the action going on right now live in the scoreboard. What you got, Carl?
Yeah, Mary Hardin Baylor holding on to that lead. Not as much as I thought they would be putting up, as with 8:26 left in the fourth quarter, they lead Belhaven 23-13. The Crusaders obviously expect to win by a little bit more. Belhaven, who lost to this Wildcat team last week, facing another tough opponent. TLU is leading East Texas Baptist University 31-21. That's in the fourth quarter as well. The Bulldogs looking for the first win on the season, and they have 6:51 until they do. They can pick it up if they can hold on to that 10-point lead. And as we mentioned earlier, Hardin Simmons picking up a victory at the 1 o'clock kickoff over Howard Payne, 63-20. The score as Hardin Simmons knocks off Howard Payne. And then the 2 o'clock kickoff out in Abilene, Texas. Sul Ross State defeated McMurray 21-7.
Well, let's give you some Division 1A updates as well. FBS, as they now call it, and have for a few years. Oregon on top of Stanford. That game in the fourth quarter, a low-scoring affair on the farm, 14-3. Old Dominion continues to lead Virginia. That game in the third, 17-14. ODU looking for their second big upset in 2 years. Remember last year they beat Virginia Tech. Let's see. Texas State down in San Marcos starting the fourth quarter. They lead Georgia State 20-17. That's the same Georgia State team that went to Knoxville and knocked off Tennessee in week 1. Baylor leading Rice down in Houston 21-6 in the third quarter of play. Clemson at the half, 38-3 over Charlotte. Also at the half in downtown Austin, Texas in a dogfight with Oklahoma State, 21-20, your score down there. Oklahoma State looking for their 6th straight win in Austin. San Jose State in a bit of a shocker right now, all over Arkansas in Fayetteville, 24-7 at the half. Old Texas fans, the older generation of Texas fans, be pretty happy with that score, with the old rivalry with Arkansas there in the Southwest Conference. North Texas 24-3 over UTSA. That's also at the half. A dogfight in Athens, 7-7 defensive battle between Notre Dame and Georgia, number 7 versus number 3, down in Athens, Georgia tonight. That game about to go to the half. Nevada leads UTEP 21-14. Illinois 21-14 over Nebraska in the second as well. Finals from earlier, Alabama up in Southern Miss 49-7. LSU hangs 66 on Vanderbilt, 66-38. Florida pounds Tennessee 34-3. 15 wins and 16 tries against Tennessee for the Florida Gators. Wisconsin 35-14 over Jim Harbaugh's Michigan Wolverines at Camp Randall Stadium. Cal goes into Oxford and beats Ole Miss 28-20. Syracuse 52-33 winners over Western Michigan, a bounce-back game for them. Boston College bounces back after losing to Kansas last week. They win 30-16 on the road in Piscataway and Rutgers. Iowa State all over UL Monroe 72-20. Michigan State 31-10 winners over Northwestern. Let's see here. Continue to look at the scores as the young man, I think it's number 93 down there. We're trying to get you a name that we finally see it. I think it's Hayden Breaux, the lineman, being helped off the field and will be carted off here, so we sure hope he will be okay. And the team will come out and rally around him and give him some high fives and hugs when they take him off. Real quick, other scores. Ohio State 76-5 over Miami of Ohio. Auburn comes into College Station. And since Texas A&M has joined the SEC, they are 0-4 at home against the Auburn Tigers. 28-20, your final score there. The number 8 Auburn Tigers victorious on the road. Pittsburgh ends UCF's winning streak during the regular season, 35-34. They beat the Knights up at Heinz Field as Bro will officially be taken off the field to a nice ovation here in Georgetown. Washington goes into Provo, beats BYU 45-19. SMU takes down TCU in the Metroplex 41-38. And Tulsa survives Wyoming 24-21. Florida State 35-24 victors over Louisville. Appalachian State goes into Chapel Hill, takes down Mac Brown's Tar Heels 34-31. Miami of Florida just barely survived Central Michigan. Chippewas putting up a fight 17-12. Mississippi State 28-13 winners over Kentucky. Missouri 34-14 over South Carolina. West Virginia in Lawrence gets by Kansas 29-24. New Mexico 55-52 over New Mexico State. And that is your scoreboard as we stand right now. And we are back underway with 12:34 and the clock running to go here in the fourth quarter. Southwestern with the ball, 3rd and 12 from their own 42, leading 50-3. Snap to Gilpin. He will option out to the right. And heading upfield across the 45-yard line goes Kalen Hine. Picks up a couple on the play, but a 4-yard gain actually, but that will bring up 4th down.
Yeah, you know, one of those situations where I was talking about you kind of just want a blowout game like this to end without any injuries, and unfortunately we have one where a player needs to be carted off of the field. So, you know, as the clock keeps moving here, almost 12 minutes left to play in the fourth, that's almost the goal here because this game is well in hand for the Pirates otherwise.
Yeah, you certainly hope the best for Hayden Bro. He's played a pretty good game as a little rugby-style punt. Rolling to the right, kick back left. Southwestern will down that ball at the 21-yard line. They'll go for a 32-yard punt, but no return as the ball is being kicked into the wind. Wind can staying steady down there all night, as Chuck said earlier tonight. Was going about 20 miles an hour to start this ball game, and I don't know that it's really settled down there, and he has it, Chuck.
If it has, it's just minutely. It's still gusting over 20 miles an hour, and it seems to always be at key moments that it picks up the most. So
there's a fake handoff. Palermo goes around the right side, and he gets out to the 36-yard line.
Palermo with the quarterback.
Trying to look on the 2 deep, but I think
Brockman on the tackle.
most of the Southwestern roster has gone past the 2 deep. Some backups are in the game. I think it was Ben Brockman in on the tackle. 5-yard pickup. 2nd down and 5 now for Louisiana College.
Yeah, Ben Brockman's really been having a pretty good game, and he might be on the depth chart next week. If not, he'll be worked into kind of the 3 deep and move around at that linebacker position.
11 minutes to go in the ball game. 2nd down, 5 to go. Palermo fakes the handoff, rolls out to his left. He will square his shoulders. He fires down the sideline. It's incomplete. Palermo was walloped as he let go of that football and just couldn't get it all the way out to his intended receiver, Jared Simpson. Here comes 3rd down.
Yeah, I think that was sort of just throw it close. Hopefully maybe he'll come back to it, but in that particular case, throwing into the wind, didn't quite get enough behind him.
3rd and 5 to go. If you hear the wind gust, well, that's just the crowd mic out there, folks. Unfortunately, we can't do anything about that one.
I told you I would get you an updated on 3rd down conversions. 2 of 12 on the game are Louisiana College.
3rd and 5. Palermo back to pass. Steps up. Got all day to throw. Will square show across the middle. It is in and out of the hands of Jared Simpson, who was open at the 35 and just couldn't hang on. Jackson Reese dislodged the football from him.
Yeah, Reese does a good job getting to that right as the catch is made, forcing the 4th down. And, you know, I think the Pirates might want to go ahead and build on this point differential as the clock stops here on the incomplete pass at 10:51. I think that they'll just kind of keep it on the ground, but obviously score by as many points as you can. You're not going to take a knee just to get the clock turned down.
Well, snap back as the punt is away. It's a wobbly punt. Fair catch called for, fair catch made at the 39-yard line for Southwestern. Looks like the next pack coming up to tuck the football away. And Southwestern, we said they have led this the entire way. It was 37-3 at the half. They've added a couple of touchdowns here in the second half. And we start kind of looking ahead to next week, Carl, because Southwestern on the road for the second time this season. First time at conference play. They'll be taking on Texas Lutheran down in Seguin. Texas Lutheran trying to salt away a victory at East Texas Baptist right now. They lead it by 10 points. Maybe Texas Lutheran's first win of the year. There's a handoff on the inside track to Brandon Jennings. Push his way out to the 45-yard line for
Brandon
KSS.
Jennings with the carry out of the backfield. He'll pick up
Joffrey in on
second
tackle.
down.
Yeah, and now we're starting to see a little bit there as Jennings gets the carry, that depth I was talking about. And I guess Coleman Kerr will still be the quarterback. It's either him or Gilpin, but you're getting further in the depth chart in terms of who's playing receiver, as well as a couple new names check in.
Second down, 4 to go for the Pirates. Hand off to Jennings again, and this time he is taken down right at the line of scrimmage. Good tackle by
Tackle made by DeAndre Diggs.
DeAndre
Running back
Diggs.
out of the backfield. Jennings.
Diggs, a sophomore out of
Bring us
Patterson,
third down.
Louisiana. We got a few players on this club from Patterson, Louisiana, Patterson High School.
Yeah, Diggs, we mentioned him earlier as one of the guys gaining experience given the blowout, and he makes another nice tackle.
Third down, 4 to go here. Option play to the near side. It's a late pitch back to the running back across the 50 down to the 35 to the 34-yard line. That's number 34, J.J. Slack from Liberty, Texas.
Yeah, Slack getting in the game, running the option, and I think that's almost a requirement, knowing how to run the option if you're going to be a receiver or a running back in the Southwestern offense. And he picks up the first down, but obviously more reps here for the quarterbacks.
Ball at the Louisiana College 40 now. Gilpin with the football, dancing around. He fumbles. It is loose. Louisiana College picks it up, and they will return it out to the 50-yard line. Jackson Helser with the recovery.
Louisiana, number 56.
And first time you've really seen that Southwestern offense kind of cough one up tonight.
And I think you kind of phrased it pretty well. Gilpin was dancing in the backfield, not too secure with the football, and you know, as much as he can kind of do things with his legs and sort of make defenders miss, there's also something to be said about just making sure that you don't cough up the football. And luckily it's not a learning lesson that'll be something that makes anybody sweat, but it will be talked about in film session, I'm sure.
A lot better to learn from a game like this than, you know, a loss, as that will be a run up the middle by Aaron Woods. He spins forward into about the 43-yard line, so a pickup of 6 yards on the play. Southwestern with this game well in hand, 8:30 to go in the ball game, leading by 47. So yeah, if you're going to teach your freshman Gilpin about ball security and have that discussion, it's a much easier conversation to have at this point in the game, or this week rather, coming off a victory. Hand off to Woods, he'll cut up over the right end and catch himself a first down, as that'll gain about 7 on the play. Hayden Smith with the tackle.
Once again with carry. Tackle made by Hayden
Yeah, that's
Smith.
a situation where learning opportunities in good faith here, and if the Wildcats even score here, it's still a 40-point game. So, you know, all good.
Well, the Southwestern defense might have their pride on the line, trying not to keep up a touchdown here. Handoff up the middle, and this time Woods has nowhere to go. A host of Pirates meet him in the backfield as he loses 2 on the play, led there by Donovan Conley.
Yeah, the junior defensive end almost pulling off a WWE move as he held him up and then pulled him down with his own weight.
Second down, 12 to go now, as Louisiana College trying to find their first touchdown of the ball game. They missed a field goal and had another one converted, and that's been it. Back to pass across the middle. That is complete inside the 20, down to the 16-yard line. Big number 88, that's a huge target out there for Louisiana College. Darian Johnson, 6 foot, 180-pound receiver with a catch.
Darian Johnson on the reception.
First down inside the 20 now.
Louisiana has the ball, first down and 10.
Sal Palermo was able to find him. Palermo hands this one off up the middle, and stumbling a bit forward on the play was Connor Maples.
With carry out of the backfield, 4-yard gain,
4,
second
and
down.
Peyton Lutman picks up the tackle.
Yeah, like you said, a little bit of pride on the defense here as they want to make sure that they keep him out of the end zone all game.
Maples again takes the handoff, bounces his way, dances his way, and kind of knifes through a hole. Gets to the 8.
Maples with carry once again.
Via
Just
Strigo
shy of the first down.
picks up the tackle. And it's 3rd down and 1.
Strigo with the tackle. Bring a 3rd down and 1 now for the Wildcats.
An opportunity here to force this field goal, but it's a short distance, so they're probably going to keep it on the ground as their passing hasn't been on point today.
3rd down and 1. Aaron Woods takes the handoff. He stretches across the line. I believe he got just enough to pick it up, although actually they're going to mark him about a foot short. So here comes 4th down. It was Ben Brockman in on the tackle.
Yeah, I think Brockman got there in time, but then just wasn't able to keep him from stretching there. But they go ahead and get him right there where he was hit, as opposed to maybe where he extended, and that'll go ahead and bring up 4th down. And this injury will act as a timeouts of sorts for them to think it over. Hopefully the Wildcat down there is okay. Can't make out his number from up here.
Well, it's 5:38 to go in the ball game. Southwestern comfortably ahead, 50-3 tonight here at Birkelbach Field in Georgetown, as the Pirates will look to go to 2-0. So far, Southwestern in 2 games has led by a combined score of 97-10.
Hey, yeah, it's
actually 97-3. They pitched a shutout the first week, correct?
Nope, it was 47-7.
I typed it wrong.
They
so
almost
yes.
got it right, but almost got a shutout. But then an interception was thrown inside the 30, and the next play they were able to score their only score of the game on a touchdown. But yeah, just a dominating performance. And hey, stick around afterwards for the interview with Coach Joe Austin.
Yeah, we expect Coach Austin to come up here and have a chat with us after the game here, as Isaiah Romero is able to get off the field under his own power. So stick around. We'll probably have a little bit of a post-game show and some music and have that in before Coach Austin is able to get up here. Here's 4th and short, and Southwestern stops him. The defense able to get into the backfield, and Southwestern comes up with a huge stop of Aaron Woods. It was Donovan Conley leading the charge.
Yeah, I think Donovan Conley shot through and then just got super excited, as he was the guy who made sure that defensive pride stayed intact, and they didn't set up a 1st and goal situation. And now 1st and 10 with 5:21 left. I think the Pirates will be content scoring 50 points, obviously, but if they can go and add on 1 more, why not?
The Pirates will be in no rush, I believe, to run most of their offense here. Try to let some clock run, and here comes even more of the bench for Southwestern. Looks like Hank Moore, the quarterback, freshman, is in the ball game from Stephenville, Texas. Turn around and hand off up the middle. Bouncing off 1 tackle. Now back out across the 10-yard line goes Brandon Jennings, the junior running back out of San Antonio. Jacob Joffrey with the tackle there.
Yeah, maybe a little bit of a cute handoff there as he did a full spin, but yeah, go ahead and still credit the offense for picking up a couple yards and keeping that clock running.
2nd down, 8 to go. Pitch play to the near side and across the 10 back to maybe a pickup of a yard on the play. On the rush from Brandon Jennings. Here comes 3rd down and 7.
Jennings with carry out of the backfield.
Yeah,
on the play.
I guess there's no time like the present to go ahead and practice and see what your freshman has in terms of an arm. And even though an incomplete would stop the clock, that's not really too much of an issue here, as they'll probably let this play clock get down in sync to make it 4 even if they were to snap at 0.
Well, Andrew Gilpin checks back into the ball game at quarterback for Southwestern here. Snap, turn around. Gilpin will throw. He fires down the middle. Got a man. It is caught. Great adjustment, and down to the 39-yard line goes Elijah Norris. He stopped his route because Gilpin got hit as he threw it, and able to stop his route, turn around, and make the grab. A pickup of 28 on the play on a first down.
Yeah, I wouldn't call that the tightest spiral from Gilpin, but his first completed pass on the season, and goes for a first down and keeps this drive alive.
Back out at quarterback for Southwestern here is Hank Moore. Checks back in on first down from their own 39. 3:18 to go in the ball game. Southwestern is salting away the second win of the year here. Turn around, handoff up the middle, and bowling his way out to the 44-yard line there. Couldn't tell a number. Was that 39?
Dawson Gonzalez with carry out of the backfield.
39. They're saying Dawson Gonzalez
on the play.
with the carry. The fullback, actually, out of Katy, Texas. Second down. 5 to go here for Southwestern. Snap, turn around, handoff to Gonzalez again. Pushes his way forward out to the 46-yard line, and here comes third down and 3 with 2.5 to go in the ball game.
Yeah, Gonzalez getting some work here, and Hank Moore obviously getting opportunities. I imagine in the front line there's some linemen obviously getting an opportunity to push here, and this would be, I would imagine, another run play here. And if they can pick up a first down, that'd be pretty good.
Third down, 3 to go here for the Pirates at their own 46. Another handoff up the middle to Gonzalez, pushing his way out across right to midfield. And it's a first down pickup, and if the Pirates so choose, they could just take some knees and run the clock out, assuming the Wildcats don't want to call timeouts.
I would assume the Wildcats are ready to get back on the bus and head back to Louisiana, but yeah, there's still a lot of youth out there. I think they're having fun. Home opener, first home game for a lot of these guys. It would be fun to see what they can do on this last drive.
Well, fake handoff. Now Gilpin takes it. He's carrying the ball a bit loose there, but gets across the 50 out to about the 47. Kind of had that ball away from his body a little bit. Got to be careful there. Pickup of 3. Here comes second down.
Yeah, you know, I suppose that conversation was not had on the sidelines after the fumble, but he does carry it a little loose, and there is something to be said about momentum that can help with you on running, but in this particular case, they're just going to go ahead and let him keep playing his game.
Second down, 8 to go. Gilpin trying to find some running room. Now coming back near side. Dances around at the 45 and able to get out to the 41-yard line, making something out of nothing. Ball was designed to go left. He worked his way back to the right. It's 3rd and 1 now after the 7-yard pickup.
Yeah, Gilpin can really do some things with his feet, and in that particular case, he was able to turn a negative into a positive, and here we are, another 3rd down, and Gilpin will leave the game.
30 seconds to go, probably the last snap of the ball game. Hank Moore in there for the Pirates. He will take it. We'll find a little hole, and a first down pickup for Hank Moore on a 5-yard gain. I would imagine that's going to do it. In fact, it will, as Coach Joe Austin telling his team, let's go shake some hands. The Pirates get a well-earned standing ovation tonight from the home crowd as they put a hurt on the visiting Louisiana College Wildcats. Your final score, the Southwestern University Pirates 50, Louisiana College Wildcats 3. Carl?
Yeah, dominating performance start to finish. You can obviously look at the defense for having a great game, and the offense followed suit. I think they could have potentially even put up more than their 50, but you know, you go ahead and accept a new season high on total points, and then you go ahead and pick up the win here at your home opener and start off the first of a grueling 9-week straight schedule of games. And I think 2-0 is a great way to start.
Yeah, 2-0, a combined 97-10 this year for the Southwestern Pirates on the scoreboard after a 47-7 victory at Sewanee to open the year. The bye week last week, and then a 50-3 home opening win in American Southwest Conference play as they take down the Louisiana College Wildcats. Louisiana College now falls to 1-2 this season, 1-1 in conference play. And folks, stick around. We're going to continue to stay here for a few minutes. We're going to give you some scoreboard updates. We'll run you down final stats. We'll do a scoring summary tonight. And then we sure hope to have Coach Austin up here in the booth with us for a couple of minutes after the game. Usually takes about 10 minutes or so to get up here. But we hope to have him up here in the booth and have a chat with him to recap this game and get his thoughts on tonight's ball game as well here on SHN Sports. The Pirates, 50-3 victors over the Wildcats of Louisiana College. Here's your scoring summary and how it all went down tonight. Both teams traded punts early a few times before Southwestern got a 9-yard touchdown run from Elijah Smith in the first quarter, and that made it 7-0. They would trade a few more punts before Southwestern added a field goal. 10-0 at that point before we would go to Louisiana College getting some deep penetration. They missed a 32-yard field goal, though, did Louisiana College. And on the next drive, Southwestern took 5 plays. Landry Gilpin with a 29-yard touchdown run. 17-0 your score there in the second quarter. The Pirates would recover a fumble on the ensuing kickoff. It took just one play for a 29-yard, or excuse me, it will take just one play. Let's see here, to make it 23-0 as a 29-yard drive was capped off by Landry Gilpin. I screwed that one up, actually. It was a 5-play drive, but Gilpin got the touchdown run to make it 23-0 up there. And actually, before we finish this scoring summary, we're going to throw it down to Chuck here in just a second for a couple of post-game interviews. But Southwestern just dominated this whole game. Kerr had a couple of CD passes, Kerr to Stevens for 30-0. Also a interception return by Rosario Hernandez for a touchdown. A 57-yard touchdown pass from Kerr to Brandenburg. Just a dominant performance here by the Southwestern Pirates. And now let's go down the sidelines for Chuck Gracie. Chuck.
Okay, we're here with Eli. Eli, talk about your game today.
My game today, man, it was a really good game. Coming in this game, I was really energized. My whole team was energized. I energized my whole team to, get this victory. This victory was very important for us, and we concealed it. We made this victory happen, and it was amazing to play, and I loved to play this game. It was a good game.
Well, and the defense is playing fantastic, and the offense is looking pretty well. In 2 games, you're up 97-10 over your opponents. How are we going to keep that kind of separation going through the season?
That's just, that's basically through practice every day. We always, stay focused in practice, just getting better every day in the weight room, getting better every day in practice, and, pushing each other to the limits, pushing each other till we can't go no more, basically, because we are the best we can be every day. We got to get better every day.
And one of the things I've noticed, and really at almost every position, there's significant depth. So it doesn't have to necessarily be that frontline guy that carries the team. It could be that guy that's right behind him, next man up kind of thing. Talk about that with your team.
Well, having backups is very essential to our part of our game because we like to run the ball a lot, and we really like to run a lot because we do pass. Yes, we are very good. We are so in depth with running backs that it is amazing to actually spread the ball around and get those touches and stay fresh. We are always fresh, with running backs. We got, we brought. What is it? We rotated like 5 today, and then we have a quarterback, that can run the ball. So that's very amazing to have that.
But not even QB1. You're there with QB2 and 3, and they both have pretty good games. Talk about those young guys.
Oh, those young guys are amazing, man. Landry Gilpin is a beast. He was Mr. Texas high school football in high school, and he's very amazing. It's cool to see him run in the games, but it's also cool to see him run in practice because he does the same things. And Coleman's a great QB. I love that man. He's a great dude.
Well, and talking about Gilpin and the way he runs, he runs a lot faster than it looks like he's running.
Yes. Oh, yes, he really does. He might be skinny, but that boy can run.
Coleman Kerr also with the pretty good legs. and a decent arm, and he showed a lot of that tonight.
Oh yeah, Coleman is very smart. He's a very smart quarterback, and I love repping with him in practice, repping with him in the game. He's very smart when it comes to knowing what to do, and yeah, he's very good quarterback.
Well, and you talk about numbers at skill positions, and we've talked about with Coach Austin a little bit. There's a lot of depth at receiver and running back, and a lot of the older guys kind of have to share time with the younger guys, but you're also guiding them and for the future of this program. Talk about the importance of that.
These younger guys they mean a lot to this program. They help us every day with scout team. They help us every day in getting reps in practice. Pushing those younger guys to their limits and pushing those younger guys to their best of abilities is going to be very essential in our run in this whole 2008, 2020, your 2019-2020 career. So definitely getting those younger guys in reps and getting those guys in check is definitely going to be really good for the squad.
Well, and the way they play after you leave, that's kind of your legacy, right?
Oh yeah, they're gonna be our legacy. I'm gonna be playing with them, and I'm gonna be definitely giving it my all to make them the best that they can be.
Congratulations on your game today. Good luck next week, okay? And we got a whole lot of Rosie here too. We got double 24s today. Elijah Smith first, and Rosario Hernandez. Rosie, you had a pretty good game defensively. A lot of wind today, but it didn't prevent Louisiana College from trying to put the ball in the air. And really in the first half, you came downhill and laid a couple of guys out. Talk about the importance of putting the hit on some of those guys and making them think about coming across the middle.
When you put a hit on a guy like that, he thinks twice about catching it, and the OC thinks about even sending him down the middle like that. So it's like a reminder, like, we're here and we'll always be here, but we'll also cover the deep ball at the same time.
Exactly. Now, as I said, this team is known for throwing the ball around, and we were able to keep them really moving the ball between the 30s. Anytime they got it inside the 30, the defense really stiffened their neck and shut them down. Talk about that a little bit.
Okay, so coming into this year, we knew that we had all our starters turning on defense, so we knew that we were going to be the backbone of this team. So our defensive coordinator, Coach Creasel, told us that, look, we're returning and we have experience, and we're not going to let people score. Once we don't let people score, that gives an easier game for the offense to score points. If a team scores 0 and our offense scores 7, it's a win for us.
Right. And if you can keep them off the scoreboard, that's exactly your goal every game. And over 2 games, you've given up 10 points. Now, you gave up 7 points in Sewanee, and that was a little bit of a quick switch. Defense wasn't quite set. They were inside the 10 when they got the ball, got a quick score. You held the guys to 3 today from Louisiana. Talk about the importance or the pride that you guys take in keeping people out of the end zone.
Oh, we pride ourselves on that so much. Every day in practice, we say we're not giving up any points, no matter who the team is, no matter how good they are. I mean, we have a great scout team, great offense that does their plays for us, so we get a good look every week. So it's just a known thing on the defense that if we put up 0 points, then it's an easy win for us.
And here late, we got to see some of the younger secondary and defensive players in with some opportunities to play. Talk about the future there with those guys and how you can help bring them along.
The future is bright. These young guys pick up quick. I mean, Peyton Vaughn and then Damian Dawson starting, true freshmen. I mean, they picked up quick. Same thing with these other guys. As long as we keep providing a foundation, they'll build on top of that.
Great, Rosie. Good luck next week against TLU. Coach Austin, come on in, sir. How are you?
Good.
Probably pleased with the outcome tonight. Talk about it a little bit and what we can expect in the coming week with TLU.
We are very pleased. It was a really good team game. I was proud of how our guys stayed out of some of the nonsense in the second half, stayed away from the chippiness. I thought that showed good diligence, good character on our behalf. Obviously, we took care of business in the first half and kind of put it out of reach. It was great. We kind of designed that score we had the very first play of the third quarter was something that we drew up at halftime. And actually, it was David's idea because David's smart. He knew exactly how they're playing them. And he said, hey, Coach, we're going to run this play. And I said, you know what, you're right. So let's try to put the nail in the coffin. And I think we did that. But a great defensive effort. Too bad we lost the shutout. We seem to find ways the last few years to lose the shutout. But a really good overall team game.
Well, and if it's a 3-point, that you give up, that's okay to me. I mean, granted, you really want that goose egg, sure. But last week or 2 weeks ago, had the opportunity to get it. But, things happen. And you can use those as teachable moments. talk a little bit about being ahead and how you play a lot of your younger guys, and when mistakes are made, and they kept them to a minimum, but talk about how you can use that going forward.
We did get a lot of guys in. In a lot of ways, though, we were playing our young guys at quarterback the whole game, right? We got all three. We have 3 healthy quarterbacks, and they all played and did some things. But it's good to get your depth built, and it's good to be able to rotate some guys. But I think my main comment on that is I liked how we stayed out of the nonsense and we just played our game and we got guys in, and I think it was a useful fourth quarter.
And you came out of the game despite the big lead for the majority of the second half and really part of the second quarter, relatively healthy. Talk about the importance of that going through this stretch here. Another 8 games left of conference play.
It seems like we're healthy. We'll find out. We didn't have anybody carted off or had to come out. But yeah, it's a long stretch now. It's 9 in a row. We got 8 weeks straight. So we'll feel very fortunate if we get through tomorrow, where we'll get any injuries assessed, and we'll know that we're going to be full speed ahead going in. Losing Austin Emery late in the week was tough. Coleman Kerr had 2 days to plan on being the starting quarterback, and he just did a fantastic job. And Landry Gilpin is learning, so we're just trying to limit those scenarios, right? Sure. Where you have a guy that all of a sudden's pressed into starting service. So hopefully you're right in that we are going to be real healthy next week.
Well, it wasn't much of a drop-off with having Kerr in. Granted, you want that experience that Emery brings, but Kerr played
2 starts.
Right. Well, I mean, it's still more than what's available. And the big plays from Gilpin, obviously with his legs. But even your third-string quarterback, Moore, came in and was able to move the ball, move the team down the field, which is really what you're looking for offensively, along with the points.
I think so. Austin had 2 career starts, but he played more, he took the first team reps all spring. He took the first team reps all camp, so he did have a slight experience edge for sure. But Coleman's played a lot of football, right? He was our number 2 all spring football, all training camp, and with Landry, it's a lot. Our offense can be a lot. And so we're giving him just a few things at a time. He had a package of plays for Sewanee. We built on that a little bit this week. We'll build on that a little bit again for Texas Lutheran. And pretty soon there'll be an awful lot of things he can do. And those guys are talented. I mean, we're recruiting quarterbacks that fit our system. Sure. And I think today we won that game in recruiting. Our 10 starters returning on defense gave our offense some breathing room. But the fact that we've recruited good depth at quarterback, I think, is paying off.
Hey, Chuck, Brad up here in the booth. I want to throw something in real quick. Over the week at practice, Coach said we want to make it about we this week instead of me. And how does he think that message landed that he gave on Wednesday, the make it about we message that he preached?
He's asking about the message you preached on Wednesday about making it about we instead of me. He wants to talk you to talk about how that played out this week.
Well, it played out in the fact that we didn't have any silly personal fouls. We didn't have, that's just kind of what it's about. Is especially when guys get injured, we're shuffling things on offense. Guys can't all of a sudden be like, I want the ball more, or I need the ball more, or this guy should be playing. Same thing on defense. It can't be about where are my stats, where are my tackles. It's just got to be about us. And I actually had some T-shirts made, some themed T-shirts for the game. It said, it's all about me. And then it looked like we spray painted out the M and put a W in, so it became it's all about we. And hopefully we can continue that because we're going to play several guys at quarterback and several guys at receiver and several guys at running back, all the way through our football team. So hopefully that's how it will pay off going forward, is that everyone will accept their role and be excited about their role and just do what the team needs them to do.
Well, Coach, I think it's a reflection of the coaching staff to see when you have a guy go down that's your starting QB1, that can really take the wind out of the sails of an entire team, let alone the offense. And we didn't see a drop-off at all, and I think that's a reflection of the coaching staff and the what you're talking about here, the we instead of me.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
So good luck against Texas Lutheran, Coach. We'll see you then. All right. Back to you, Brad.
Thanks so much for that, Chuck. As we come up here to the booth, myself and Carl Schoening here to wrap everything up on SHN Sports. The Pirates 50-3 winners tonight over the visiting Louisiana College Wildcats. And Carl, we talked about it all night, that defensive performance, really impressive, giving the offense some short fields to work with, allowing Coach Austin to work in multiple QBs as well, and they seem to execute everything to a T tonight.
Yeah, officially 2 for 14 on third down conversions were Louisiana College, and all credit goes to the defense. They were on top of everything, and I think overall you look at just execution. There's only a couple things that you can nitpick maybe, but at the end of the day, they were able to keep them out of the end zone, and really only opportunities to score were a couple field goal attempts. So that's something that you're going to take in to celebrate this week, and the Pirates will celebrate this win and be happy to move on to 2-0, and they got to get moving on for a second of 9 straight games against TLU next weekend.
Yeah, I think that's the thing that we're starting to talk about more and more, and you heard Coach allude to it. You're in a stretch of 9 straight. You're just starting. Every single one's a conference game, so you can't take a week off. Next week at Texas Lutheran down in Seguin. That's a 6 o'clock kickoff. We'll have it right here on SHN Sports. Look ahead to that game. Texas Lutheran went on the road and won 31-21 tonight, so you're going to be in for another battle.
Yeah, TLU picking up their first win of the season. Obviously, that's something that is good for them, and also I think good for the Pirates, so you're not facing a team that's hungry for their first win of the season. So as you look at such a dominating performance by the defense, and you can even say the offense, because you don't put up 50 points by mistake. So I think overall this was just a wire-to-wire performance and an improved team, because last year this was a 2-point game here at Birkelbach Field. This year it is a 47-point game. Yeah. And you don't think that there's that much of a disparity, especially when a team's changing up so much at that quarterback position as the Pirates are. They improved by that much.
Well, Carl, it's a successful night for the Southwestern Pirates, as you've seen them play twice now. They're 2-0, 97-10 combined score. I mean, what do you think they've improved on from week 1 to week 2?
Definitely a little bit on timing offensively, because, so much so in that option style offense, you need to be able to know when to pitch it, how to run, where your blocking is, and they seem to execute very well on that side of the ball. And then on the other side of the ball, it really came down to the defense was just playing where they needed to play. Obviously, the wind was a huge factor tonight in such a pass-heavy offense, but overall, really good job coverage. Not too much given up on the ground. I can't really think of any explosive run plays that have really would have tipped the balance, but at the beginning of both of these games that they've started out 2-0, they've jumped on early and not let up until it was pretty much over. And, I think there at the end, maybe they eased up off the gas pedal a little bit, but that's understandable because there's not really much of an urgency when you're just trying to run at the clock.
Well, that's going to wrap it up here from Birkelbach Field tonight, where the Southwestern Pirates are big winners over the Louisiana College Wildcats. 50-3 your final score here on SHN Sports. Want to thank everybody involved with SHN helping out tonight. Mickey Holden on the camera, also Dave England on our sideline camera. Michael Francis up here running the stats for us. Nathan Height, our producer engineer. Down on the sidelines all night long, Mr. Chuck Tracy with his great reporting and observations. For Carl Schoening, I'm Brad Tillery saying thank you so much for joining us tonight. We look forward to having you along again later this week. Remember, Thursday, the Coaches Show with Coach Austin from here in Georgetown. And then next Saturday, 6 o'clock kickoff from Seguin, Texas, where the Southwestern University Pirates will put their 2-0 record on the line and take on Texas Lutheran. We'll talk to you then right here on SHN Sports. Have a great night, everybody.